Boo! I hate you.
You know, but the thing is that obnoxiously long.
It's loud.
Wow.
So loud.
I know. That's
Down yet.
it's Culture Casino's fault.
I will fix it. I don't want to hear this anymore. I'll fix this. I don't want to hear
Why
it.
is it a minute?
That's way worse.
Well, you know what? It was super loud.
Wow, this one's so lame.
This one's like the lame generic one. Thanks a lot, Culture, for ruining my whole stream.
Wow.
I'm very disappointed in.
I'm disappointed.
It's like the impotence of countdowns.
That is fantastic.
Here we go.
Here we go. Wow, that was so lame. That was so lame. All right.
I hate.
Did Steven say something?
Why don't you combine all these into one? Why do you?
Well, you can only have up to a certain megabyte.
Are
Yeah.
you serious? You couldn't figure that out?
Yeah. Well, Mad doesn't do anything.
I don't make any of my stuff. So
make all my
Culture's fault.
Oh, jeez, Pete.
it is the Humpty Dump, people, and we have some special guests. So let's see who's on the show tonight, if they all show up.
I like the fire.
I'm not a big fan of fire.
Oh, here we go. Everybody drink.
Everybody drink.
What?
All right. You can end it here. It's just, this was fun because I thought
That
we had
was
special
fun.
guests today.
That was fun. Hey, everybody, welcome to the dump. It's just me and the guys and the gals, so hopefully everybody's doing well tonight. My name is Scott. This is Sporking News Podcast. This is our weekly dump every Wednesday if life lets me have it.
The midweek steamer.
It's the midweek steamer, yeah. It's getting more difficult to have streams often because we're in the third trimester, getting close to our third kid. So
Awesome, dude.
yeah, it's awesome. So
How's
awesome.
she doing?
She's doing great. I mean, I've been on streams 3 nights in a row and she hasn't killed me yet. So
Awesome. She's a good woman.
yeah, a saint, honey. If you're watching, you're a saint. But let's get to it. We're going to introduce our usual suspects, starting with the gentleman next to me who he's to blame for all my starting, all the opener shit and closers. That's Culture Casino. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm very good. I've been having a fun day. Did a lot of streams today with Mad Mardigan. So, surprise, he's here for this one. Overall, it's been great. I've been having a good time. Excited because Nerd Cookies is here, and I think Gary's on the way. So, pretty pumped. Lots to cover. Lots of news.
Or I just told everybody that to try to get new followers. I don't know. We're gonna find out. And then next up, who is a busy woman, so I love when she can come on, Jayne Theory. I haven't seen you in a little bit. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here. Can't wait to get started.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, that quacking thing is that you, Steven?
I think it might be me. It's not. I reset my whole computer and it's still doing it.
What is that?
My guess is it's the zoom on his camera because it keeps going in and out.
No, it's an audio problem. Thank you.
Oh, well,
pointing out another one though, Culture.
Sounds like crap to me. So we'll introduce.
USB?
Oh yeah, USB. That was a smart call. I guess we'll introduce Mads because he just wants to talk. Hey, Mads. He doesn't like fire. God, you look good tonight, though.
Oh, Que
wasn't gay.
pasa, mi amigos? That's
Okay.
right. We are bilingual over on Street Smots now.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. El Street Smots O.
oh God.
Are you on Street
That's
Smarts?
Spanish for Street
I didn't
Smarts.
realize
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Twice a week. Yeah,
Guys, seriously though, help Mad Mardigan out. He seems like a good guy. To me, I feel like he's going to be one of those guys when he surpasses me, like most people do. He's never going to talk to me again.
Dropping you.
Yeah, just dropping me. But that's fine because I thought Culture would do that, and he's still with me.
I can't quit you, Scotty.
I can't quit you either. We need something like that. Next up, we have the artist of the fourth wave, Rogue Squadron,
no,
or what?
Stop saying that like 2 months ago.
No,
Jesus
Scott.
Christ, yes, sir.
I do not use that title. It's just
The
I am
fourth
mocking-
wave?
No,
Okay, fuck. No one gave me the memo, Maki. Jesus Christ.
I am Machini 90 artist and illustrator. Point blank and period.
Jesus,
Hey,
man, you are on
good-
fire tonight.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Welcome to the Wednesday shit show that is The Dump.
Yeah,
Happy to be here with all these great people, including Scott.
yeah. I have no fucking control over my own stream. I love it. I mean, Makani, all of a sudden, like, that was the first time I actually, like, you ever watch an anime where they're like, oh, this guy's a joke, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, where is all that karma or energy come from? That's how I felt about you just then.
What?
You scared me.
What?
You don't watch anime. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Are you talking about like the chi?
Well,
like
some
karma.
say chi, some say energy, some say
Yeah.
karma.
But they don't say karma.
God, I'm removing you. Stephen Walton.
He's
Hi,
muted.
everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks, man. I'm just going to have to mute whenever I'm not talking because my mic's freaking out. But what is with the boxes?
I'm playing around. I'm having fun.
I'm
There's
feeling
only
good. Been a
54
good
people
week.
watching. Who cares?
Hope everybody's having a great week. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good. Got a move coming up in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just eating
Okay,
better,
just
working
mute.
out. You know, and then is
You're
it
like
that
the
bad?
goddamn duck. You're
Is
like
it
the
really that
Aflac
bad?
duck. It's like Aflac. Just stop. Stop, please. All right. Sorry, everybody. Yes, this isn't high quality, but we do have a high quality YouTuber on with us, and that's Nerd Cookies. And Nerd
Aw.
Cookies, I want to introduce you like this.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
very welcome. You're very welcome. How are you, my
Well, good
friend?
to be here. Yeah.
Yeah? How's the
Glad to
channel?
be here. Great.
Yeah?
Doing great. Yeah.
Okay, great. How's Dune? Anything going on with Dune?
Yeah, new a teaser for the exclusive footage is coming up in IMAX. So we had a little teaser trailer for a trailer.
Oh my God. Now, let me ask you a question. When was it supposed to be out? It was last December, right?
Initially, I think last November, and then they moved it back to December 18th to finish up like editing and stuff. I think they were a little bit behind schedule, but
Now,
then they
do
moved
they have
it
a date
to
now?
October 1st,
Okay.
and then they delayed it 3 more weeks to October 22nd. So that's where we're at right now. So we'll see.
Well, who's going to be longer? Will it be Black Widow or will it be Dune coming out when they were supposed to?
I'm not sure. I didn't keep track of Black Widow, so I have no idea when that was supposed
No
to
one
come out.
did.
Okay. No one did either.
I think it's about 10 years too late. So if you're going by that. measure.
I think it was May 1. It was either May 1 or May 5 of 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I think you are right because they bumped it to October 2020 first. So you're right. That's absolutely right. God, you're smart. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. We have 54 people watching. Please like and subscribe to everybody. Hopefully everybody's here just to see me. Gug Fugel, Culture Casino sent me. So thank you, buddy. The great Small Time is here. Hail, he is a channel member. You could be a channel member as cheap as a cup of Walton's coffee. And every time someone is a new channel member, like who knew, Culture Casino has to work for it. So
True.
because he cannot allow me to end the stream without the updated one. So I love it. We got Jacob in the house. We have Darren, like my father before me. I hope you're feeling well, my friend. Best wishes to you. The Time Prophet. How are you, my Scottish friend? Nick Cookies. He's like a cookie stalker or something like that. I don't know.
I sent him to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, Darius Münchausen sent $1.49, and that would be a what, people?
Box of popcorn.
Box of popcorn. He's ready for the shit show that is The Dump. Get it? Who else do we have? We have Makani Draws. Makani Draws. I said it right.
Oh, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Can you zoom in, please? Zoom in.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Take over.
Just
I
finished.
love it.
Just finished it. So
Wow.
new
It's
avatar. New
beautiful.
avatar. So
Can you let everybody know? Because a lot of people here might
it's Bubble.
not.
So this is my character, Bubblegum.
Okay.
So kind of the mascot for the channel, mascot for all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Okay, great,
That is
great.
awesome.
So, yeah,
That's
new
beautiful.
avatar pretty soon. So
Sweet, man. Nikki D is up in the house. She says, good evening, everyone. We have the Jinja Ninja. Hail all. Just started following him, I believe, on Instagram. Soul Assassin, one of the regs. How you doing, my friend? Always wondering how Scott came up with the name Sporking News. You want to know actually what it is? I came up with Sporking News because I originally wanted to do a channel that was sports and dork stuff. So I like dorking out. So I want to do so I called it Sporking.
That's a really good idea if there wasn't sporks in the world.
But now it's like my thing. I love sporks.
Yeah.
What's better than a spork? Seriously,
Has
you
so
can eat
many
soup
uses.
with it. Yeah, thank you, Elaine. And you're smart.
I'm not bad mouthing sporks. I'm just saying.
Well,
He's an anti-sporkist.
Maybe a cross between like a fork and a knife, I guess, or maybe a.
well, they do make sporks with like the side a little sharp, but I always worry I'm going to cut my mouth. But if anybody knows where to get, decently made, cheap sporks that I could, mail out to people, just like if you become a new member, leave a comment and like and share stuff for the next month, you could probably get one or two of these. I'm going to send them to whoever wins it. My daughters are going to do the drawing. According to Christy hates my guts, try to make fun of me all the time, and I love her for it. What the F, Scott? I don't know what I did this time. Shit show 35 seconds in. Yes, that is true. Keely Chow. Okay, so there's people here. Nina, gotta say hi to Nina. Nina, love you. So let's talk about this, guys. Everybody here saw Loki? Finished it today?
Yes.
All right. Everybody in the chat, let me know what you thought about this season in a whole. Did anybody like this season?
As a whole?
Yeah, as a whole. Like more than dislike.
I like bits of it. It's
Me
so
too.
weird.
I was gonna say it's 6 episodes. Wouldn't it be more like a mini series?
Well, I mean,
A limited well,
it's not limited because they
season 2, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting a
Okay.
season 2. So, what do you guys think of it? I could start real quick. I believe there was parts that I enjoyed if I took myself out of canon. Didn't think about who Loki was in the MCU at all. Like Loki 2012, all he had to do was watch a video of himself, like future Loki, and he became good. That stuff bothered me. Did I like this last episode? There was parts like I did like the actor that's the actor that's going to play
Jonathan Majors?
Kang, right?
I did not
Kang
care
the
for that
Conqueror.
at
I did
all.
like his performance a lot, actually.
I did too.
I like him, but I feel he's wasted on this show.
Well, isn't he the actor for Kang?
That's the theme of the show.
That was the rumor. That was not confirmed.
No?
No,
What?
no. I think that was
What's
the
the
rumor
rumor?
early on. The casting rumor was that he was supposed to be Kang. He may
Yeah.
still be, but
So,
because he even
I did
refers to
see-
him.
I did see Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium. I just checked the IMDb page randomly. I don't know why, but I just had
And-
the inclination. And he's on there as Kang the Conqueror.
wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
amazing.
And when
He
he was
referred to
Hey,
himself
wanna
as
read-
the Conqueror.
Think that now.
right, he did. What did you say, Jane?
No, I was just saying he may want to rethink it. Like at
Well-
this point, after that what happened this last episode, I would be concerned.
Well, the thing is I believe he's going to be, the way they explained it, he's going to play multiple versions of himself. So I didn't mind him playing that version kind of corny like that.
But I
Go
feel
ahead.
like it's going to, yes, I think it'll show off his talent as an actor.
Mhm.
I just think that if the show isn't good, if the quality of the writing of the shows aren't great because of what we see happening with the last couple of series, then it's going to be wasted talent. It's like he's not going to be able to save
Right.
any of this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow.
Oh, he's not going to save it. I mean, real quick, I just wanted to block Mads there for a minute. Hey, Culture. I don't know if we ever took Karen Prime off, but Karen Prime is back as a channel member for a hot pie level, so you might have to update it.
I will.
Thank you. Karen, I love you. Thank you. Yeah, I know he definitely confirmed he's going to be in Ant-Man 3.
Yeah.
He denied being in this show, but I think it was like one of those play
I
on
would
words.
too.
Well, I think Kang, I mean, playing Kang and playing whatever that version of him was, I don't know. I mean, they made us realize that the Infinity Stones and Thanos were nothing.
Everything
what I
is
mean?
nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
go ahead.
Thunder cookies.
I'm sorry.
Don't you
Well,
ever be
I
sorry
just-
on this.
I thought they were the first 2 episodes I actually really enjoyed, but you know what? They sold me on the concept that they didn't deliver on. They sold it as and presented it as this new universe that grew expansive, just exponentially. And I liked the idea of Loki and Mobius. Their chemistry was like the best part of that, the first 2 episodes for me.
Right.
And I thought that was going to be the bulk of the season, was going to be them together hunting the variant, while like maybe correcting things, having more of those Pompeii moments.
Right.
They sold it to me as that, and then episode 3 completely changed it, completely derailed it, and they kept forcing the relationship between Sylvie and Loki, which was too forced and just did not make sense. And they didn't even pay off on that. They didn't earn that relationship.
Nope.
So it just
Absolutely.
felt hollow at the end. So that was the worst part. Sylvie was the worst part.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not like she's a bad actress either. It's just the connection. It was a forced connection. Stay at home podcast.
I wanted this Loki though.
Yes.
The one we're seeing, and that was a disappointment too. Like, I thought that was him.
But Richard E. Grant, this one real quick, Mad, and then we're going to go to Makani real quick. Richard E. Grant was the only redeeming thing in the series. I loved him
He was
as
great.
the
he was good. That part with him at the his climactic scene.
right.
I like that part. Bits
My
I
glorious purpose. But did you realize like that was? I don't know, Makani. Did you realize what they did with him? They did like that fan theory. So there was a fan theory after Endgame that Loki, that wasn't Loki that was killed by Thanos. It was he made a projection of himself and he was actually like hiding behind something and you could see him in the distance floating into space. That's the storyline they gave this Loki. I thought that was kind of like I don't know, a nod to fans, but not really. But what did you think of it?
I haven't seen the show, but it's just kind of going off from what I've heard from you guys. But because what I was hearing with Grant's version of Loki, that felt like a more true to form Loki compared to the Loki that we were getting.
Right.
I could believe that theory. I could also believe that in regards to Endgame, that when everybody was brought back to life, that it may have resurrected Loki again.
Yeah. It couldn't have, because he didn't die in the snap.
Right, he didn't die in the snap.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if you die from the hands of somebody else, you're not coming back.
I had a couple things.
Yeah,
first,
please.
Like
Yeah.
I like the Owen Wilson in him. Wow. I like them together. I would have rather seen like a weekly, solving a variant case, from timeline to timeline, like Sliders.
Yeah.
So much more than
Coming
whatever
back,
this
Sliders. Coming back.
Was, right?
Can I ask you a question? Did you remember, Mad? I swear we had like leaked images of them in like 1970s like era and like different eras. I really thought that's what it was going to be. He was going to be jumping. He was going to work for the TVA, but he was going to be fixing things in different eras, and we didn't get that.
Nope. And also they would set up things, right? Like all we know is what they tell us. And then they tell us something like, oh, the Lizard Kings of space and time. Nah, they're not real. Like what can I trust? There was no ground to the show. There was nothing that you could say, I know this to be true. Because you don't. Because every time they would set something up, they cut it out from underneath you.
And I think that's I think that kind of what was a big turn off for me, was that from the first episode, knowing that everything that has happened in the past 10 years was all meant to happen. That was all planned out. That no single character in the MCU didn't have like their own choice.
They had to, or they get melted. Yeah,
right.
There's no free will. That's what that just told us the past 10 years was. No free will.
And I hated that what they did with, and I'm not a fan of what they did with basically negating the effects of the Infinity Stones by just saying that just like they're just all just gems coming from a drawer somewhere. And I'm like,
I mean, that we use them as paperweights. Like, come on.
It's just like,
And he doesn't know what fish are, but like he's sitting next to Owen Wilson. Wow. And he's eating a sandwich. But the only way they could have made this like,
wait a minute, how does that make? Whoa. How does that even make sense? What? He doesn't know what fish are, but he's eating a sandwich. Like, was it a fish sandwich?
No, I don't know what he was eating, but
it was a sandwich. You're saying like worldly. Okay, I'm getting what you're saying.
This cafeteria had to have fish at some point. Like he has to. Anyway, the only way that they could have fixed this was at the end. if it would show like the TVA building, right, and the camera pans out and it's snowing, it keeps panning out, and then you see a snow globe,
Yep.
and then you see a Loki variant shaking it, and he's and then like the whole thing takes place in his mind.
Right.
That's the only way this would have worked.
I mean, you just there made a better show. I mean, let's take it. Now we've gotten 3. We got, and for the 65 people watching, thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Follow us, because probably a lot of you don't. Subscribe. I could always use the help. These guys could too. Not as much Nerd Cookies, but you probably already follow her or whatever. But I'm just saying, you're getting big, kid. You're getting big. You're huge, kid. You're huge. Gary will be here. I just looked at his tweet. I really think he might think it starts like, because he put like a weird time. I think he thinks it starts in 15 minutes. So we'll see him like a half hour or so, I guess. But he is coming. 5 people that left. What do you guys? What do you guys think as a whole? Now I know the Coof screwed up some of it, but like Jayne, what did you take? Like they took out the vaccine and which I believe they definitely did. Took out the pandemic thing and Falcon and the Winter Soldier wouldn't have saved it. WandaVision took out Doctor Strange, wouldn't have saved it. What do you think?
I don't think there's anything that could save it, because I feel like the whole thing was intended to destroy this character and the world he came from.
Right.
I mean, everybody liked classic Loki, sure, but look what happened to him. Same thing with President Loki. We liked him, but they crippled him.
Right.
The Loki we liked and expected to see in this show got cooked to death. So I don't see any redeeming value from this show. The only thing it did was try to prop up this, Karen Loki or whatever. And it failed because she provided nothing. And she had no challenges to overcome, really. It was just she knew everything. She was immediately great at everything. She solved every problem.
Right.
She was the solution. And at the same time, she could give Loki no credit for anything. She had to demean him at every turn. It's just, it was sickening to what. There's nothing about this show I liked except the characters who weren't critical to the story anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hiddleston was amazing at the beginning. His acting is fantastic.
His acting is great, but even their love affair, which they tried to make him love her, and I
love himself.
I'm a romantic,
right?
I would have been cool with it.
It's perverted.
But even I didn't buy it.
Right.
I don't get how like he can be like, there can be different versions of him to such a degree. Like, not only are they a different sex, but also an alligator.
Yeah.
What are you telling me right now?
Well, that's part of comics. They have,
it's a multiverse.
But this isn't in a comic book.
Right, but look, just because they rip off like the crappiest parts of comic books, like what Thor Love and Thunder is going to be, that's one of the funnier things, and like, Throg and shit like that.
I rewatched the Avengers the other night, and that Loki was the one that was taken onto TVA. That Loki was a badass.
Hell
he took
yeah.
on Iron Man, Thor, and he held his Captain America and held his own at every step.
He allowed himself to get caught. You know what I mean? Like, he was badass, dude. He took that dude's eye out.
Smart, super smart. Oh, ruthless. Like, you're doing this because, you feel pain on the inside, so you have to make people feel pain on the outside. Wow.
Right. Wow. Yeah, he never said wow. No, go ahead.
Didn't say wow. I thought we were gonna see a new journey for him to maybe come back, not necessarily as an anti-hero, but kind of the fun villainous type that he was.
Right.
And I thought we were going to get some of that arc, like something new though. That's like a new facet of Loki because of the timeline they plucked him out of.
Right.
They completely changed who he was, like at episode 3. He behaved in no way that Loki would behave. And the Sylvie thing, their relationship actually got very like toxic vibes, especially in this last episode that I just was not, she did not come across good at all in this. Like, anyone who was maybe sympathizing with her, I don't see how you could sympathize with this character anymore. That was kind of evil, and the way she was.
Well, that's why people got mad at me, because we were in a discussion about it, that she's kind of a Mary Sue, and the reason they said, the reason that this was their excuse, she's not a Mary Sue because she can't trust people.
I like it when he said to yell at her to grow up. That moment, I actually really.
At least he
He
didn't
hid
bitch out.
behind her.
At least he didn't bitch out, right, Jayne?
Right.
She pushed him into a universe he wasn't even from.
He
Right.
hid behind her.
But-
The smoke monster, like he literally got behind her. It was like, oh.
He was like scared to go up to it, like pathetic. I don't know.
Even this last episode, he's like breathing heavy. He's like, oh, he's so nervous. And she's over there, gets stone face.
Right.
And they didn't give her good enough motivation for her actions that ultimately doomed that doomed everyone to this conqueror that's coming and this multiverse war that's coming. Her motivation was that she had a bad upbringing.
Well,
And
that's
I don't
it.
think that's a good enough reason.
That's it. Why don't you give us
Supreme
more?
Selfishness. She liked a version of herself, and then she doomed everyone because she had
Yep.
a tough life.
Yep.
And it's horrible.
And she
And all
taught
he asked her
herself
to
how to
do
be
is
awesome.
wait. He was just saying, wait, just wait.
Exactly. You can't wait 2 seconds to think things through before. It's just not a good look.
What's that, Maki?
I want to make a comparison. I want to
Yeah.
tie it back to Loki. So, a lot with the MCU films, they can be, formulaic and they don't really mix things up a bit. However, we had something along the lines of Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which they added a feeling of corporate spy espionage, a feeling of basically MCU meets Jason Bourne, or like Mission Impossible stuff, or more like Jason the Bourne films.
Mm-hmm.
You had something like Spider-Man: Homecoming, which it took the MCU concept, but inserted John Hughes, the feeling of a John Hughes film, stuff like 16 Candles, like that. And with Thor Ragnarok, we saw kind of the MCU idea getting for more of an 80s metal vibe to it. Do you know what I got from the first trailer that we saw with Loki? Do you know what I got?
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting that they were going to do like a MCU version of Doctor Who. I was expecting more of a Doctor Who kind of feel to it. And to kind of hear how it turned out, it felt like it was like the early season Doctor Who mixed with Series 13, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who.
Look,
that's what I got.
This is what I got to say about it, and that's a good point, man. That's exactly because the trailers of all these lied to us. The worst one out of all of them is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes,
do better. That's what I learned from that.
I agree on that.
Oh man, this
with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was like all of my worries and fears were confirmed.
Exactly. Now with this one, there were aspects of it because you had fine actors. I felt like the female Loki was a good actress. I just didn't believe her in this role. They try to force a love relationship between himself and himself. They didn't, and I think you put that perfectly. They didn't tell us, they didn't show us what she really went through. Like, all we saw is her as a little girl getting caught out. She escapes, and then we hear that she's been doing it for a very, very, very long time. Tell me what caused that. Show it to us. I don't know. It's fucking falling flat.
And it keeps getting worse.
Yes.
It's just, I had nothing.
Oh no, WandaVision. I'm sorry. WandaVision was worse.
I liked the beginning, the first 2-3 episodes of WandaVision when they're still in the past. I liked that. That was kind of cute. Mm-hmm. And then in Falcon, I liked the action scenes in Bucky. And in this, I had nothing.
Right. And I think you make a good point,
because the characters
Jayne.
I did like were trashed.
Right. And I think you make a good point about that, Jayne, is that I get that sense that with as we get more of the MCU shows on Disney Plus, that they're going to continuously get worse and worse. What's the next slate? I think that's the Dana Schwartz She-Hulk, if I'm correct. After that,
so exciting.
Well, let me ask. Culture hasn't said anything. Do you have anything to add to this? I know you knew this was already going to happen, and then we'll read a super chat or two.
Well, all I'm going to say is I think and this is the statement I think I will sum up my entire thought around Loki and everything else.
Yeah.
The MCU on Disney Plus is the same expectation level you should have for CW shows.
True.
You know what? That's a good point.
I don't know, because CW brought us the Vampire Diaries. It brought us the original.
Okay, I think.
I mean, superhero specifically, Jayne.
I think if you mean for specific culture, the
DC.
Arrowverse,
Yeah.
the Arrowverse,
Arrowverse, whatever. Yeah.
Just with it's the Arrowverse just with a much bigger budget, a much higher budget, and a much all-star cast.
Yeah, they're spending a ton of money on getting the same level of storytelling,
and they barely can do anything better.
And
but also agenda is driving it, and we're seeing much more of the bait and switch.
Yep.
At least the CW, I feel like they tend to be overt with it. Here, it's like, oh, we're selling you Loki, but you get Sylvie. Right. We're selling you WandaVision, but we get whatever the hell that was, which I don't even know.
Well, look at Black Widow. Black Widow was an origin story for Pugh's character. I forget her name.
Pugh, which I loved her, by the way.
She was great. That whole thing where she's like, "Why you do that landing?" You know, she's a cute.
They didn't realize they could. They didn't realize they could do that show though without demeaning the guys into nothing but props.
Well, thank you. We're going to get on Black Widow in a minute.
And I think that's...
Well, real quick, let me just read this real fast, buddy. Nikki D, $5. Loki felt like an afterthought in his own show. Absolutely. This was ultimately the Sylvie show that only serves to set up the future MCU films. Like, why are you having a season 2 of this? Why? They should have just killed him.
Can you share my screen?
It only feels like connective tissue instead of a full-fledged series, you know?
Yep.
All right.
Oh God, is this? Wait a minute, is this the Marky Mark one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was I the only one that thought of this when he sees the statue at the end of Loki? Like at the end of Loki, he looks at it, I'm like, dude, Marky Mark did this way better, like years ago. What are you doing right now?
Fucking fantastic, man. Marky Mark did do it way better, and he did it in his Calvins, bro.
Right. That's exactly how it felt.
Go ahead, Makani.
I think, Jayne, you hit the nail on the head on that one, on what statement you said, because it feels like in a broader spectrum, what nowadays TV writers and just kind of writers in general, they don't know how to prop up a female character without denigrating the male counterpart.
They can't.
They don't know.
Could anybody who saw Black Widow, could anyone legitimately tell me that wasn't the worst case of man bad, women fantastic?
Yeah.
Because literally women couldn't make a wrong decision. Because they were under the influence. They literally could not make a bad decision except for the pig farm broad. That was maybe her, but she still won in the end. She was evil, crashed the thing, probably took over the Red Room really, and you know, she wins too. I mean, seriously.
The mom should have been the villain. Like, she was solely responsible for creating the drugs that were going into these children.
I'm so sorry.
She had to, because of the pheromones.
Right, because oftentimes they'll make the villain, the female villain, will end up being sympathetic. They'll just end up making her sympathetic. Like, she's not the real bad guy. You know, like she's the one that she was manipulated. She wasn't the one who actually did those things, did those wrongdoings.
They will not let a man beat a woman villain. Like, look at Ragnarok. Look what happened to Helen, whatever her name was in Ragnarok. Hela, yeah. Like, they have to beat themselves.
Or Falcon and Winter Soldier, Cher had to.
Yeah, you had Amphi's Nest, who played the terrorist.
Yep, there's like Shredder in
Captain America would have died there.
Mm-hmm. But they wouldn't let him have a redemption arc either. See, one of my issues with this too is the father, right? I mean, part of this whole thing was her reintegrating with her family, with them resolving their past issues, and he was trying to show the younger one that he loved her. When he sang to her, that was a sweet scene. But they never let him do anything to protect them, which is
when
what
he got shot up.
Do.
Yep.
Right. It's like that he wanted a second chance. He wanted to be able to do what he couldn't do before the first time, what he should have done. And they wouldn't let him.
Could somebody tell me Taskmaster had a chip? Well, wait a minute. Well, Task, whoever the fuck that really was, had a chip, right? That was all. Not superhuman strength. Had a chip, able to fight like really, really good because
she's a zombie.
She's a cyborg.
Yeah,
she's a cyborg. But my question is this: he is a super soldier that busted a door, a metal steel door, like off its hinges, and he couldn't lay one lick on her.
As I was saying, like, please let him, like, defeat her. As I'm saying that, the mom comes in with a hurricanrana and puts her in the. I'm like,
yeah.
He can do nothing. He can do
nothing.
We are talking about a character, a villain who can study the fighting style of anyone he goes against and take them down. He could take out the entire Avengers if he could, single-handedly. Right. He knows how to do it, but yet we don't get that. And we don't even get that shit in the comics because he's freaking scared of Natasha.
Well, so what's so weird is that they have it said that that's what the character can do, but we never actually see that mirroring happen.
No, only in that one part when on the bridge. That's the only time you see that.
Clear, like,
right.
I wanted to. It's just not what I had in mind.
Well, but is it? I mean, you just wasted a great character, Taskmaster, on
character.
But on someone who had 2 fucking words in the whole show. Yeah. 2 words. That's freaking ridiculous. Real quick with the super chat. 74 people here. I swear to God, Nerdrotic said he was going to come. I totally think he screwed up the time. All right. This is not a ploy by me. Nerdrotic, please show up before they all leave. There he is. What's up, Gary?
There we go.
What's up, man? I think people thought I was lying there, so that's the funny part. Perfect timing.
Fade away. Sorry about that.
No worries, man.
I had to go run an errand. It was an emergency. So, hi everyone.
Hello, Gary. How are you, man? I'm going to read this super chat, Gary, and then we're gonna introduce you the right way. Andres Fernandez for Gary. You get way more of these than me. What's an ARS?
What's an Argentinian peso?
Thank you, Argentinian peso, for 50 Argentinian pesos. Thank you, brother. Hello, everyone. Can you imagine how bad the Camilla Khan, She-Hulk, Ironheart would be? CW would be Shakespeare compared to this, and Phase 4 or 5. It's the truth.
Will be.
Lois and Superman and Lois is better than this shit.
Yeah.
So, Gary, welcome to the show.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor.
Yeah, thank you.
Group of people here today.
Yeah, we got a good group. We got a great chat going on right now. We got Mads who don't ask him about fire. I know you know Culture Casino. Do you know Makani Draws? Makani Draws, good guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Jayne and her cookies, of course. Go ahead, Makani. What were you going to say?
I want to be a girl too much.
What? Are you going to be weird, dude?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Be weird. Hold on. Be weird.
It's an honor. It is an absolute honor. And, because I know how to feel because I work in, because you probably don't know, I do live in, I live further east from like Oakland and I work in San Francisco. So, and I never got a chance to like go to, Comics Experience while I was still there, but it is an absolute honor. An absolute honor to meet somebody who was from the Bay Area as well. I would have loved to get a chance to meet you before you moved out here.
Escaped.
Yeah, I had to get out as fast as
I know.
He's coming to my area now.
I know.
I bring all kinds of trouble. I might be Makani. I might be back there one more time to like seal the deal with the house. So maybe we'll.
I'll definitely try.
A little coffee action.
We're moving in Texas. I'm in San Antonio.
Oh, that's where I'm going. I'm going to be in the outskirts. Yeah.
Okay. So, awesome. Yeah.
Like
some really nice places.
Hopefully, that's maybe sooner. Well, cool. Hopefully, yeah. But
when did you say, Gary?
October.
Oh, nice, man.
It's a good time of year.
Oh God, Texas in the fall. There's songs written about it. I don't know.
Are there?
No, I don't think so. Actually,
it'll be different from California.
Yep, it'll be different.
So, Gary, how did you watch Loki today? Did you finish it off? How did you like it?
I thought it was terrible. I think Disney, I tweeted it out. They just have no respect for their audience whatsoever. They're just like suckers. You'll take anything, you consumers. That was a joke. It was sitting around an effing desk for 40 minutes and talking. That was Loki.
and trying to be weird, right? Trying to be weird.
The actor was terrible. Sorry, the guy
I
playing.
said the same thing.
I
was the only one.
Oh God, look at you kissing ass.
Sorry, I'm not
but my question is this: was he acting so like that because he's gonna be king, like, and he wants it to be like? I don't know.
The guy playing Kang is that the guy playing Kang in Ant-Man? Okay,
Quantumania. Seems like it.
So he's probably trying to play like a different version than the main version,
right?
But that was supposed to be the main. That's the one who was keeping everything in control. So you can pick from the Marvel universe what version that was. But they don't care. They just they're doing stuff in name only now, so I have no idea. But I don't recall them even saying his name. I don't think he said his name. He
said a few names.
To it.
Yeah, he referred to himself
like
as
the Conqueror.
King the Conqueror. Yeah, he didn't. Which is a big tease, which goes with my whole theory. These Disney Plus shows, nothing major is going to happen in them.
No. So what do you think? Someone put it in the chat earlier, like it's kind of like these are webisodes or the accompanying comic book or book with Star Wars. Like that's all these series are, is to fill in the blanks or set you up for something. I don't know what you guys think about that.
You know what would be a good analogy for that? After credit stingers just expanded further into like a whole episode. Or an hour-long episode.
Maybe
think of it that way. Yeah, like the one shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't look. There was parts of the show I liked. I had to forget everything else, but like there was parts of the show I did like. I hated that 2012 Loki just had to watch a video of himself and he changed. But I didn't hate it more than I hated the middle to end of WandaVision. I loved the first like couple episodes, and then they fucking destroyed that one.
Yep.
And then I couldn't stand how they did do better on Falcon and Winter Soldier. They all suck.
High praise.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it more than this.
Yeah.
I hate it more than this. Is high praise.
Loki being a guest star in his own show.
Absolutely.
That's bothersome.
Well, before you came on, let me ask you a question, Gary. Do you consider her, because I got this from somebody, I said she was a Mary Sue, and they gave me, but she doesn't trust anyone.
Oh, is a Mary Sue supposed to? A Mary Sue, if you go look up the definition of Mary Sue, she does have flaws. They're endearing. So like it's endearing that she doesn't, well, of course she doesn't trust anyone. She was raised alone.
Right.
Inexplicably. She taught herself magic at 6 years old, and by the way, she came first. They talked about that in the last episode. She came before this Loki. So F that. This is all just Time's Up, Me Too. We're making up for how horrible we were in to women for 100 years in Hollywood. So they're monetizing their apology, and they're doing it through storytelling. And we can't have anything as simple as the hero's journey. They talked about crossing the threshold, but they really didn't. At all. I mean, in this, it was her show. It was clearly her show.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you a question, Gary? I brought this. Sorry,
just kidding. I'm just kidding, Rocky. Go ahead. Dude.
No, I brought this up earlier before you came on. That when I first saw the trailer for it, I did get some big Doctor Who vibes, and I mentioned that Sylvie kind of started to feel like the first female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, who we lovingly call Dr. Karen. Did you kind of get that sense, or was I a little bit off for that?
No, I did too. I mean, she's a better actress. Like, she's a much better actress than Jodie Whittaker, and I probably like her in other things. But it's not necessarily her fault or Tom Hiddleston's fault or Owen Wilson's. It's the writing is just.
It's poor.
Elementary. Yeah, it's really bad. Marvel writing is horrible now, and they don't care.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think that they always go with the message or agenda first, whatever they're pushing, and then if canon doesn't fit it, like if it doesn't fit with canon, they're going to get rid of canon, or they'll
make it fit.
Yeah.
But they could have created a show for her character without turning Loki into this. It's just they can't resist it. They just can't help themselves. They just feel like they have to start off by destroying the old in order to promote this new thing. She probably could have been great in her own show about her, but they lack the creativity to actually do it.
Yeah. I think she's a competent actress. I don't hate her. I think she could be definitely. There's something to work with there. I like what Jayne said a few weeks back or a couple weeks back, because I watch your live streams. Why can't they both kick ass?
Yeah.
Why can't they both kick ass? That's all we ask for, really. But like, he literally gets kicked through a time. Sorry, spoilers. Nothing happened. They sat at a desk and they did a bunch of exposition. But they set up Doctor Strange. Basically, he gets kicked through a time portal by Sylvie at the end, and they never and she does her thing, and they never come back. And he sits there and cries a little bit, and then runs out, and there's this big cliffhanger. So I guess we're getting a season 2.
Yeah, we've seen signs. They confirmed it. People are reporting that.
I compared it to the 2001 Planet of the Apes when he sees the Abraham Lincoln at the end.
Yeah, the
That's
Maki
exactly
Mak.
what happened. He sees the statue and he's like,
Yeah, I mean, but you also, Gary, you got to take, and everybody here, you got to take, like we were just talking about. Look at what Black Widow was the worst. Like, it was like their declaration of what they plan on doing. They literally made women not make bad decisions on their own. Like, they had to be under the influence by an evil man. And then there also had to be the strongest person there was a doofus that got his ass kicked by a girl who had a chip in her neck. You know, like they can't who
changes size by inches.
Wow, dude, totally that side view, not her body, not her body.
Right.
A whole new way of subverting expectations.
Yeah,
and inconsistency.
It would have never been their fault in the first place, because don't forget, all of this has to happen or you get melted.
Yeah,
Kang will melt you if you don't do this. So, like, they didn't have a choice anyways.
Well,
there's no free will. So, well, for one, Kang is a complicated thing in the Marvel. It works in Marvel Comics because everything's crazy in Marvel Comics, but he's not like running the entire show. You know, at times maybe, but like, he's not running the entire show, and it's almost too complicated of a character. I've never loved Kang the Conqueror. You get too much into. Yeah, because even when I was a kid, I was like, why doesn't he just go back in time and do this and do that? If you have knowledge of everything, you're omnipotent. You cannot be defeated. Period. If everything's fixed, so there's massive narrative problems that the MCU is not prepared for, and that's without all the woke crap. Forget the identity politics. They have just written themselves into the biggest corner, and the only way they can fix it is by resetting everything, which maybe that's what they're heading on their way to do. But no, I could not believe. I thought something was going to happen this episode. I'm so dumb.
What did you expect, though? What did you think?
I thought they would answer something. I mean, they didn't even say the effer's name.
No.
And he monologued for an entire episode, and it was cringe. I mean, it was cringe. I don't know if is the guy British. Something felt weird about his.
It was a weird accent that kept changing.
Yeah,
mannerisms, all of it.
Everything was just like, you're trying to be like freaking Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson, buddy. Just play to your, strengths. And wow, that was bad. And seeing the two Lokis sitting there dumbfounded I'm like, I even tweeted, I'm like, I'm 12 minutes in, and they just sat down at the desk. Like, they are thing. It is. Oh.
Well, I'm sorry. Can I just say, my little one, she's 3, she's potty training, just walked in with her little undies on for the first time in a long time, like trying with the undies, and they're baby Yoda ones. So I really hope she stains them. Like, those are the
right place. Okay.
Yep. Perfect. Culture, you haven't said anything, man. What's going on with you?
Well, hey Gary. My thoughts on this are not going to change. Again, this and all the Marvel shows, as I said before, are essentially CW superhero films. They are essentially the contents of a diaper. That's what you're going to get. Every single one of them. They may start out good because every bait and switch does, but it's you show everybody the thing that they might want, and then you turn it into something that the lesson that you're supposed to learn along the way. And unfortunately, they are not very skilled at that. They can't. They don't understand the concept of how to tell a good parable or a morality tale or anything like that. the thing that's most disgusting for me, and I know a lot of other people have mentioned it, is that the women are not held accountable for anything. Because as Marby Dog said, and many others in the chat have pointed out, it's always the guy's fault, as Gary just said as well. And I just you can only hear that for so long before you say, I have no interest in this anymore. For me, it was lucky because Gina Carano got fired and I was done.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But
I got a question for the panel. Does anybody care what happens to the principal, to the boss?
Oh, forgot.
I just Thank you.
What happened with her?
That she took off to go do something and we never saw her again. And I'm like, if I never see her
that was so anticlimactic with Mobius. I was so disappointed because I did like Owen Wilson.
Scott, you're muted.
Just keep going. I gotta mute myself so I don't interrupt people. So don't worry about me. I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just so pathetic, and I really don't like y'all are saying, the female characters, all of them are basically the same, and there's no diversity. And I don't like what we're seeing, that some of these that are toxic, some of them are tormentors, torturers, murderers, and they're made to be either sympathized with or like terrorists also. Like we can't sympathize with. It's just toxic relationships too was highlighted in this. Mm-hmm. I don't like, this is the strong female character in your eyes, because this is horrible.
Yeah, that is a good question. Hold on one second. Guys, this is Dan the Man 92, a friend of mine for a very long time. He needs like 18 subs. He's a car guy and tool guy, but he needs 18 subs to get to 2K. So if we can help him out with all these people, 101 people. I've never had 101 people on my stream. So thank you, Elaine and Gary and Mad. Thank you, Mad, for being here. Really. If you guys can help him out, Dan the Man 92, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. So it's being hopefully StreamYards will kick it up. Let's get him over 2K.
So did y'all see when Owen Wilson runs towards the judge and he's like, I got you, and she's just like ta.
Well, even before that, she says, you're not even a threat to me with that. It's like,
Oh.
you just had to add that. You just had to.
Unnecessary. Absolutely. I subbed. So.
Thanks, Gary.
No problem, man.
He's a good dude, real good dude.
You're right. That was a great example of many that I've seen over the last weekend since Black Widow, of them just stopping the story for agenda, just to do something completely unnecessary, and in the writers' room they're going, we're showing so much empowerment, and all you're showing is, we know women can be as awful as men. Thanks. We do that. Because we're all individual human beings capable of our own thoughts and feelings, and we're not fucking hive mind. Excuse my language.
Absolutely. Oh no, you can fucking swear in here. Let me ask you a question. Can anyone explain to me what the hell happened at the end of that movie? You have the government pulling up, who we know. Well, we don't know what happened, but we know she ended up with Captain America very shortly after that to break the people out of jail. How did she get out of that? How the frig did she get out of that?
Well, because she's Black Widow, so she obviously could outrun the vehicles, and then she met up with non-threatening, maybe gay, but not sure, black guy who had a twin jet to give her. Right,
Boom. Right. Yeah, did he dig her, or was he like, I dig your clothing?
I think he was the cook, basically.
From what we were hearing was that they didn't want, that was supposed to be kind of the part where they're supposed to put Tony in. But then I think it was like Kevin Feige says, like, no, we don't need the boys helping her out. No, she's got this. And I think it was like,
was that confirmed he was supposed to be on the show, though? I don't know if that's been confirmed yet. I mean, we know, the film, excuse me, but I know I've heard that. I've heard it. I don't know if anybody knows.
Terrible. That would have been a horrible idea. No, don't bring him back for that.
No.
They shouldn't have brought her back for this.
No, that the whole movie, I mean, like, because we didn't need to see her origin or what happened in Budapest or how much red she actually had on her ledger or her and Hawkeye together. Mm-hmm. We needed to see this, which was a Disney Plus show. Black Widow was a bad Disney Plus show. That's all.
Yep. Hey, Roger H with a Canadian $1.99 super sticker. He always gives everybody a thumbs up. This guy is great. We have 108 people. Hey, this is amazing. 108 people. Please hit like, subscribe to the freaking channel. Come on, people. I think I got some other ones going here. We have Andres Fernandez again for the peso. 50 pesos. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was more entertaining than this. Absolutely.
First two seasons was for
First
sure.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I dropped out of that one pretty quick.
Oh no, I think I went through. How many seasons were there?
I think
7?
it was like what 6 or 7, and I stopped at like season 4 for me.
I stepped down 3.
I think I
Stop.
I think I stopped at 4. I think I liked it though. The beginning of that was really good.
When it started diverging, when they said it's going to start diverging from the MCU, when they came out and said it's going to be 2 different things, I lost interest like immediately.
Absolutely.
I like the synergy between Winter Soldier and the buildup in season 2, though. I thought it was pretty good.
Right, the whole Hydra stuff, one in their own camp, that was pretty
And
good.
That was good.
I love that whole thing bringing in the Inhumans. I absolutely love that.
Well, it's
It
better
was a
than the
shame
Inhumans.
it was a shame that the show that we got, or the canceled pilot, was going to be nothing like that, but still.
Well, consider this. They wanted to diverge from the MCU with that show, but with every other one we're seeing on D+, they're destroying the MCU by staying with inside of its interworkings, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's the opposite approach to take, and you can see why maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would have been better. I don't know.
And a lot of the divergent came from the fact that, like Kevin Feige did not like Jeff Loeb, and he did not like the Netflix stuff. That's why he wanted to okay, so you mean to tell me that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Netflix shows, they aren't canon, but what you guys are putting out in-house on Disney Plus is worthy of canon?
Yeah, look, I don't understand that either. Like Daredevil, okay, Iron Fist, sorry, Loris, give
or take. Iron Fist is a give or take.
He couldn't fight. Like when Daredevil's a better fighter than Iron Fist using martial arts, then you have the wrong Iron Fist. And by the second season, he gave away his power to a woman. Forget it.
Was
I'm not
the correct Iron Fist because he's whamming.
Whamming.
The second
Colleen,
season was the first real bait and switch that Marvel did, and you could see that was just the beginning.
Absolutely.
That Westworld 2 was too.
Oh God!
Dude, Westworld.
Such a sad
Had so much
decline.
promise.
If you look at it as only one season, it's
fucking amazing.
Perfect.
It's incredible.
I on season 1. I watch it again. The rest didn't happen.
Well, if you think Game of Thrones up to season 4, it's a masterpiece.
4 until Mahler ruined it for me.
I'm going to read this. I want you to ruin it for me.
It'll ruin it for you too.
All right, hold on. We'll see. Glistener for $5. How do you write women so well? Melvin Oodle. I don't watch MCU. Eric Winberg. Thank you, man. Aaron Winberg. Thank you very much. Hail Dumpsters. Thank you, brother. It's nice to see so many people returning too. I really appreciate it.
Can I answer that question? How do you write women well? Easy. Watching anime is one way.
I won't say it because there's ladies here.
No, they don't give a shit. But anime does it right. Toxic Man Flu of Dick's Division, who we love Comics Division here, for $10. Scott, what kind of blackmail do you have on Gary, Elaine, and Jayne to get them on your show? Hashtag never cross the spork. I told them if they showed up, I wouldn't tell you guys. So
Missing a couple people there, Toxic. Missing a couple people.
Well, I mean, no one knows who you are yet. So you're getting there, buddy. You're getting there.
Yeah. I'm on my
Don't worry. Soon enough, you can pretend like you don't know me either.
I'm just here to support Scott and everybody else.
Bullshit. Gary, ruined season 4 for me.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So I thought season 4 was the best season. And then when Mahler and I started talking, right when Game of Thrones was falling apart, he's all, no, it's terrible. And I'm like, what? You're crazy. And then he goes, think about Taisha. Think about how Tyrion murdered Tywin and what was over. It was over in the books. It was over Taisha, what he made him do to Taisha.
Yes.
They made Taisha an afterthought. Now, if you guys don't know, in the books, Tyrion had a wife. He told this story in season 1, but they didn't really talk about it much more. It's all Tyrion thinks about.
Yes.
Especially in the latest book. He had a wife who actually liked him for who he was, but Tywin thought she was just a gold digger and got Jaime to help out. Had a battalion of guards rape his wife, pay her in silver, an entire battalion, and then Tyrion had to at the end pay her in gold, and then they stripped her naked and banished her from the town.
Yep. And a battalion is not a small number, people.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So that's what Tywin did to teach Tyrion a lesson, and that's why Tyrion killed his father.
Right, because for how many years, Gary, did he believe she was just a whore that sold, just wanted money, and then he finally finds out from his brother that she was in love with him, the only person who he ever really loved. Like, oh man, that's powerful shit.
Yep. So when he found that out, he killed Tywin in the books, but it was over like Shay.
A whore.
Shay. And it wasn't over Shay. Shay just reminded him. That's why he killed Shay, because she was the whore and Tysha wasn't. And Tyrion, remember, like, he still might be a villain. Like, they're setting him up to possibly be a villain, but it's a villain it's your favorite. It's one of my favorite characters. But
hell yeah,
he's the bad guy. So and then once Mahler explained that, I'm like, you're right. That sucks.
Oh my god. Oh fuck me, man.
Let's bring up Tysha a couple of times, during the season. Have him like bring it up anecdotally, and then and have Jaime admit it in the end, and then that scene the scene had impact, right?
Right.
Like the books, you're like, oh, and like Tywin. I in the books, I was like, kill that mother, kill him,
right.
Kill that dude, and he did, and it was great. But oh, by the way, it's been 10 years since the release of
I know. I watched your was it a stream or your show the other day, and I almost sent you a message the day before when it was the actual 10th year, because I'm still waiting.
Us now, though. He's trolling us now with the Dark Winds Rising thing.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring.
Twitter. I was just like, really?
George is an asshole.
It does make me wonder if if Dan and Dave are just sitting at a bar, just kind of lamenting or regretting leaving that quick for season 8 just to do that Star Wars gig.
No, they're douches, dude. They fuck those guys. Look, Dan is a DB Weiss was but Dan was a douche. Okay, that guy thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
He is a dude, bro, elitist douche. His dad bought his way into the fucking industry. He's got like a little bit of talent, right? He can write a sentence, he can throw together some words on a page, and he can adapt well. But yeah, he's like straight up frat boy. Like they both wanted the polar bear. Remember that story? Like
yeah.
Everybody thought they were talking about Lady Stoneheart. Like they're holding out on this one thing. And we're like, oh, it's Lady Stoneheart. No, it was a freaking zombie polar bear.
Zombie polar bear, which was cool, like CGI, but still the show sucks. So I would have took Lady Stoneheart, which was and Fagon and everything that goes along with it. Like, it's just sad. Like, that's why I do Mondays. I talk about the Song of Ice and Fire, because God damn it, until that man dies, there's a chance.
I agree.
Right, Jane?
He's gonna finish the books.
Yeah.
He's gonna finish the books.
Any day now.
Fucking
poor deluded.
I don't think the Lady Stoneheart thing would have worked, by the way.
Not without,
think he'll be.
Yeah, not without doing a little more magic. They needed. There wasn't enough magic. That was always my biggest complaint.
Yeah.
I like how the magic's earned. I like that, and there's always a price to pay, but it's returning at the end. But now he's all over the place with his book, and he's obviously not saying a word about it now. And you're right, Jane. He put that fracking wild cards thing up. I check his Not a Blog every single day. I have for over a decade. And he put up wild cards the other day, and he's like, "I'm in an X-Men comic book." I'm like, "Fuck you, dude!"
What an asshole!
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but
be disrespectful.
I just don't see George R.R. Martin leaving this world with a respectable, image in the same way that
I thought with an ounce of giving a fuck about.
Yeah, let's get. The thing is, you think about, I think about, people who have died and never got to finish work, and we had the recent one with the passing of Kentaro Miura, who never got to finish Berserk, and he's going to be remembered for
Legend.
decades. He's going to be a legend. I don't see the same with George R.R. Martin.
No, he's on borrowed time as it is. He
Yeah.
is like,
He's a cheeseburger away. I know, man.
oh, I mean, how does he not already have at least type A diabetes? You know what I mean? Like
Type
him
A?
having both, or type B. I don't know. I'm not a diabetes. Anyway, like him having both feet is crazy.
He's got the money to have it like surgically removed.
Yeah, he probably gets his blood like a Keith Richards thing, but because of sugar.
Well,
You know?
both Georges, George Lucas and George R. Martin, they don't eat healthy. They don't take care of themselves, and they'll probably live to 100. What do we know?
Well, you know,
my smoked Pall Malls till she was in the grave at what, 95?
right.
Oh, yeah.
You never know, and you know who's might not live a long life. Our author Stephen Walton, who is
Sure.
oh god,
Talk about borrowed time.
you know it, man. You know it. I got to move to Florida. But he became a channel member again, so I appreciate that at the hot pie level.
Why did he quit? What did you do?
You know, he probably needed to move to Florida money, I guess, and he likes to treat me like shit. I don't know. I think he thinks I'm going to get bigger than him. I don't know.
Get bigger.
No, I mean,
Are you taking like male enhancement stuff? Or?
I was going to say.
well, I'm already taller than him. What I mean
don't
is like,
work.
okay, I was about
not
to
what
say
I was
rise. That's not the right word.
don't work.
A bigger YouTuber, maybe? I don't know. He's scared of me. He's scared. That's why he's not here.
There's things like you can attach that will stretch it, but other than that, like there's not a supplement out there that's.
You mean like weights?
Why, you've tried?
What? No.
Okay, I was just asking. Let me go ahead.
I was just going to say my friend told me. I didn't try.
Yeah, it was a buddy of mine. It was a buddy. My somebody's cousin.
Yeah.
Toxic Man Blue of Dick's Division for $5. Scott, I wish I could send you and Jayne to an alternate dimension where George finishes the books.
Oh, right.
I wish that too,
And you'd be
Tox.
disappointed with it. That's the catch.
Well,
Oh,
look, if he finishes, I don't think we'll be disappointed. And Jayne is the only reason I hold on. You're the only freaking reason I hold on. I've been on streams now with Gary, Doomcock, multiple freaking people that have told me it's never going to happen. And you're the only person at every Monday we have to go through our freaking
still
mantra.
hope.
There's hope until the dude croaks.
Okay.
When he croaks, send me a message, everybody.
I think Winds of Winter might happen. I think there's still
Mike?
But a Dream of Spring?
Dream of Spring is not happening. It is. I mean,
Post-mortem?
no, he said he's not going to let. Now he might change his mind towards the end. It depends on God, you want to get in it. It depends if he died suddenly or a slow thing where he's got time to think about stuff. Because if it's sudden, no. Because the last thing he said is nobody's touching my work, and I would be fine with somebody coming in and just finishing it.
I would be cool with the notes.
Yeah.
That would be great. Publish
He
that.
has multiple books to go.
Write
I
it as
thought it was just one.
No, it's
You're never getting these books.
It's two. And Gary, can I ask you a question too? Do you think he can actually finish because he's not going to a shy. You know he can't go there. But Dany is in the Dothraki Sea. She still has to go to the Mother of the Mountain and see the Das Khalid or the old crones. Then she has to come all the way back to Marine, then across this how could he finish all this shit in 2 books?
He's gonna have to just say screw it. The Earth is round. She's gonna get on a dragon and go the other way and pass it all the other way. It's like going over the Arctic Circle, like flying to London from San Francisco.
Shit. He will have to fuck that up.
That's
All
what you
right.
have to do. Fucking do it. I'm with Jade. Give me he can write histories fast. Just have some, Septon or Maester telling me the story.
Right.
That or finish the novellas. Give me. I want the wolves. The she wolves of Winterfell. I want that so bad.
Fuck Fire and Blood. Screw the novellas. Wild Cards is trash. I've tried to read it. It's trash. Screw your video games and your choo-choo trains. The only thing I'll let him keep is Meow Wolf because that is awesome. I don't know if anybody's seen it.
As long as he's not jumping on a trampoline butt naked.
I don't want to see that. Yeah, never again.
Wait a minute.
Interested.
Let me ask you what's Meow Wolf?
Oh,
yeah, that caught my attention too.
Meow Wolf is there's a Meow Wolf in Vegas, Denver, and Santa Fe. Go to the one in Santa Fe. It's an old bowling alley that he purchased for some artists for them to do with what they will. So what they did is they hollowed out this bowling alley. They built a house inside, a suburban house, and it's so it's an artistic adventure you go on where it's House of the Eternal Return, and you like open a fridge and walk downstairs, and you're in like it's beautiful. It's like an acid trip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Without the acid, it's very Disneyland like. There's like a 1930s animation room you go into. There's a giant robot on the outside in the parking lot. It is absolutely worth the trip time. It was inspiring when I walked out of there. I was like freaking just fired up artistically. Like I was like,
man.
go do something.
We got to find some pictures of this. I want to see some pictures, man.
Meow Wolf. And those are the first two words I think somebody said when they walked in or saw it for the first time, and that's how they named it.
No shit.
You can come up with another one. You're not like bound by that. Because someone says.
Well, I got to catch up on these. All right, so Bruce Lombardi of Dick's Division. Bruce has been around since the beginning. Thank you, Bruce. $4.99. Nerdrotic or anyone on the panel. Have you read Simonson's Ragnarok?
Walt Simonson.
My bad. Simonson Ragnarok. I just said that. Simonson. Why is he always that's like the fucking third time you've yelled at me, Makani. While IDW does suck, they are publishing his work, which is better than most. Playing with you, buddy.
I called Makini like McKinney for like 3 years. Like he can yell at me for anything.
I'm used to it.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
I went with Machiavelli.
Walt Simonson's Ragnarok is great. Every Eddie of his Thor is great. So if they're republishing it, buy it, watch, especially if it's well, you're still giving money to Marvel. Buy it secondhand. Wait for somebody else to buy it, and then you can buy it from them, and then you're not giving any money to Marvel because they do not deserve your money. They don't
They do not
want you around. They're garbage. They're not good people over there.
Is this 80s, 90s? What is it?
Well, there's a Simonson run in the 80s, guys? 80s, early 90s. Wasn't during, and then they did Ragnarok. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but they did during Avengers Disassembled. They did Thor Ragnarok, and they actually killed him and ended it, and he was gone till Civil War. That is a great story. Oh my God, it's good. It's probably my favorite Thor story.
No shit. All right, I'm gonna have to look into
good.
that.
So it's called Avengers Disassembled Thor Ragnarok. Check it out.
I mean, I've done the older Thor, like the one that jumps from ages with the God Eater. You know, there's a younger Thor, but the older one's still looking for him. Like that was an interesting take on that. But I'll have to look into that because
Gore the God Butcher is like freaking great, but they will like Taika Waititi will make him a joke, like King Conqueror in Loki. He's like this jokey guy, dude. Like talking, in modern vernacular and like trying. I swear the guy's British. It sounded like he was an American. It was bizarre. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like we covered it on last Saturday's Rogue Entertainment that he was touting that. Thor: Love and Thunder is going to be the craziest film he's ever done.
Yeah,
that's extreme confidence.
Be prepared to be very sad at the end of that film.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm just done. I'm done with Marvel. I'm done with Star Wars. Freaking George, I'm hanging on by a goddamn thread. The only thing I can say is thanks to people in this fandom, I've gotten into a lot of different anime. I'm watching One Punch Man for the first time, Assassin Classroom, My Hero Academia, like all these great, I just started Death Note. Like I'm literally like happy to have stories where women could be women, men could screw up, but still be champions. Like it's just, that's the way it should be. We need more of that. We need more of that in our comic book heroes. Like when will we have something in America that isn't superhero-esque anymore? Like I want something more now. I want something like, let's start doing those animes, but not fuck them up live. Like, cause the live versions suck.
I would say no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not fuck them up. I did say that. I said not.
Just no.
Okay.
I don't think they can.
Why don't we why don't we not allow Hollywood to touch anything for a long time? Right. How about they live? You just say, hey, you know what? You just take a break. Leave the genre stuff alone. Leave all of this stuff alone, and try to make entertainment. Because
I'm excited for Dune.
Well, yeah. I mean, Denis had to make some compromises there, but
Lady Jessica. I'm sorry.
I hope it'll be good, Elaine.
For Dune fans, I am like, I'm hoping against hope for Dune fans that they get something great. I really do.
Is it going to be as good as Token?
Ooh.
Amazon's going to be
Lord of the
great.
Rings?
No, you better be sarcastic with that
I
statement,
can't wait to see some
Scott.
Hobbit.
You
pee.
have to be sarcastic with that.
If we don't get elf cock, then it's not worth it, guys.
I'm looking for the
no,
Hobbit.
no.
So, well, are you going to be excited for the anime War of the Rohirrim film?
That I am cautiously optimistic
Same.
about because it's Japanese people making it, and yeah. Oh, American.
I
people
love the
making this
animated
thing. Yeah.
genre.
I don't like. I've been saying this for a while now. Like, I am cheering this on because it is providing so much great content for everybody on YouTube. I want go further with it, guys. Like, you know what I mean? You've already killed Star Wars.
You're right. No, they need to like keep going in this direction and just burn it down, and they will. Oh,
They are.
I mean, it's happening this year. I mean, but look, Black Widow has a decent weekend. And, you know, you're like, winning the hearts and minds of normies is an uphill battle because they don't care. They're just like, I saw explosions. I'm fine.
Let's see how long it lasts.
They made funnies.
There was hot women running. That's the other aspect we got to fight of this is there was a bunch of hot women running around. And, you know, even our people will go, that was cool. It was good. I love ScarJo.
But see, they're never going to let that continue, though. I mean, that's the one compromise they had to make. In going forward, they will never allow this to stand with a woman actually looking like a woman.
Well, think about it.
Girly.
Think about this.
You start on that, Jane.
Well, no, but think about you saw this in Black Widow, like their attempt. Look at what ScarJo wore, and then look at what Pew wore.
Yeah,
she wore like a baggy version of it.
It was terrible.
Like, and she's a gorgeous girl. Like, look at her in the pink dress for the last thing she did in Paris. She's gorgeous, and they put her in this baggy outfit, and at the end, she's wearing some type of hippy dippy freaking, I don't know, librarian outfit.
Earrings in for combat, by the way. You know,
right,
ripped out.
Did y'all see the scene where like they just followed her like her butt, like it was when she was walking to the car?
Oh, there's a bunch of those. There's a butt. Yeah. Who was it? Was it Mahler who pointed it out? Like there is a multitude of ass shots in Black Widow.
Well, that is the real America ass, or at least Russian.
It's objectification, except when we do it.
Yeah, as a female director,
it's empowering.
Remember when Joss Whedon talked about Black Widow being sterile and got major criticism, and they amped it up. In this one, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Right, they did that with a little bit of respect in the first one, where it was a powerful moment with her and Bruce, and then this one it was all jokes about my fallopian tubes. Like, okay, whatever.
I actually liked that joke. I thought it was really funny, and it was improv.
Was it?
The period ovary joke?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you're still back there? Sorry. Toxic Man Flew of Dick's Division once again for $5. He's a channel member. We have 113 people here. Please hit like. Please subscribe to everybody's channel on the panel. There's even Gary and Elaine need help. So help them out, you know? If you're somebody who watches me and none of them. Of course, you won't be disappointed if George finishes the book, Scott. You already read it all in Token, so you know it will be good. Dick. 32 flavors in Nick. Go ahead.
Steve definitely told us a lot about the Norse mythology and how closely it aligns with that. I mean, it's practically that story.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite Jayne streams we did when and we're going to do it again where he's really going to break it down even more. But when he goes over Ragnarok and we like hook it up with the characters and timeline of a Game of Thrones, it's more Ragnarok than anything else. It really is. Like it's very interesting. So we'll be doing that on a Monday night sooner than later. 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser, who I love, dude.
Yeah.
For $5, please subscribe to this dude. He's awesome. Dick's Division is long, hard, and strong in the chat. Dick's Division assemble. That is truth, man. We all, you got to love him. Comic Division, always like, the guy is great. The guy is great.
Dick's Division. Keep it up for Dick's Division.
You got it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We are growing. We are constantly growing harder and stronger than you can even imagine.
Absolutely.
I'm so proud of Comics Division.
Yep.
Yes.
It's my boy, man.
He's so good,
I
dude.
cannot believe I have truly amazed that it was like this is the same person I've been following back during like the OG comic YouTubers like England Teen, your boy Zach, Captain Cummings. Just like, oh my God, it's like...
I was in the chat with you during those days.
Right.
You and I were in the chat. Comics Division was in the chat, but sometimes he'd get on the live streams. We'd be your boy Zach when he used to go live with his phone in his crotch. Captain Cummings would get drunk and that dude is weird. That guy is weird.
It was funny because we saw like it was at the time when Uncle, Ethan Van Sciver, he was just hanging out in the chats, especially on England Teen streams, and then just completely just blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a while. But England Teen streams were legendary. Well, for one, he would stream every damn night, and then he'd get in a fight with his brother. Those were epic. Oh, I love it.
Epic.
Well, I love comics, by the way. If you're looking at that,
I love comics. Yep.
Yeah, England Teen's still around.
Yeah, Old Man Comics. If it's still.
Yep.
Well, I gotta say, was it your idea or his idea to have him come on screen, Comics Division? Because I remember the first time I actually saw Comics Division, I'm like, this guy's too good looking for who I thought he was going to be.
Was begging him to get on screen for about a year.
Yeah,
dude, turn the camera on. It's it's not like you're hideous. You know? You look like a 90s, lead singer for a 90s band, but that's no problem.
But like Stain or something like that,
He's like a rock star.
Yeah.
Stain.
I remember
Creed.
Gary, I remember the streams you did with him, and I forgot who the other who the woman was. Foxy. Yeah. Feisty.
Yeah.
Feisty, yes.
All right, let's remember wait a minute. When did she stop streaming with you?
Feisty fan?
Yeah.
Personal stuff. We'll leave it there. There was some personal.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying like what time, because I think I saw a couple of those.
It was a couple years ago, but Feisty Fan was the one who got sold out by Tom King. So Feisty Fan broke the news that the Batman wedding was bogus. Like they fucking screwed everybody over, and he found out in a Facebook group. And Tom King was nice to her. He's like pretending to be her friend to mine information, and then he ratted her out to her boss, DC Comics and Warner Brothers.
Oh shit!
Got her fired.
Fuck him.
On her. He's a comic book writer.
Yes.
Like he's a piece of shit. The guy's a complete piece. That's why I hate Tom King, by the way.
Wow, man. I did not know that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that I'm going to lose these super chats if I don't catch up. So Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division for another $4.99. Thank you, my brother. Scott Goodman Money for tonight's panel. Thank you, brother. I can't read. I'm dyslexic, but whatever. Thank you, Bruce. I really appreciate it, man. You've always supported the channel. Author Stephen Walton for $5, the new channel member. Gary, exactly how much ass kissing and or begging did Scott do to make you feel sorry enough to come on his channel?
Oh, he's still doing it. Like he has to continue it.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
It will be long and arduous.
Yes.
Arduous.
I'm like doing jaw shit going on. Yeah. But no matter what there, author Stephen Walton, you just didn't kiss enough ass. I was about to say something
he paid me
super
too.
mean.
Money. He gave me like a bunch of money to come on.
Yeah, screw it. Because I was thinking, like maybe I'll get a couple of people and I'm getting members. You fucking signed up.
I'm kidding. He doesn't have any money.
Oh,
no.
I'm just. I thought you were saying me. I thought I was playing
I did
along.
say you.
Oh yeah, I do give you money. Oh no, wait a minute. I don't. All right.
Yeah,
Right
but,
as-
like, you had to pay to be on the panel too, right? Though, Gary.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
This
Gary.
wasn't me.
Thank you. Yeah, $50 a person. Shut up, dude. Brightest Day for $5. One always around. Love you, man. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, I'm getting ready to do a review of Axel Braun's Black Widow. Can't wait for that one.
I'm actually excited for that.
Yeah. Are you going to be reviewing it frame by frame?
The Aussies will.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Those guys. I love those guys.
Young guys.
Yes, they are. And they have the best for us in America. Saturday morning streams are one of my favorite things to watch. Those Guys are hilarious.
Saturday morning cartoons is what I call my
really
Oscar
is.
friends.
It
Yeah,
really
I love
is.
those guys.
With porn. I love it.
Yeah.
Toxic Man Flew of Dick's Division once again for $5 and a channel member. Black Widow having a big weekend is like digitized luck at the end of the Mandalorian. The excitement will die down within a week.
It's
you know what?
Mandalorian. That's how
Duh. Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry. Mandalorian. Can I ask you a question about that?
Sure.
If Baby Yoda was yours, I fucking hate that thing, but if Baby Yoda was yours and this all powerful dude just showed up and kicked the shit out of everybody you couldn't even touch, and would you ask his name or get a little info, maybe exchange numbers?
I would like, can I get an ID or something? I mean, he kind of showed it by, destroying all the droids that the Mandalorian had a hard time with. But no, I think the Mandalorian's really average. Although I don't hate Baby Yoda. That's the one.
Don't either.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, once he started eating those eggs, I would have dropped him off in front of whatever the equivalent in Star Wars would be to a firehouse, like a fire department.
Right.
Like I would drop him off there. That was gross.
I have a heart, so no,
I don't.
But I understand it's a gimmick. It's just like Baby Groot, and it was going to wear thin. There's a bunch of other things I don't like the Mandalorian, like just the complete lack of story.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I know what they're trying to do. I completely understand that they're doing like a Samurai Jack. They're doing a little Cub thing, and it makes sense. And I respect Jon Favreau. I just watched Iron Man again. That thing's a masterpiece, man. That is a masterpiece of a movie.
It's even more amazing. Because after watching Endgame, I had to go back and watch the first Iron Man film because I wanted to see where it all started. And yeah, it's even actually much better because of that.
Yeah, I watched it about a week ago.
Yeah, I had to watch it after Black Widow. I'm like, I got to remember why I liked the MCU in the first place.
Absolutely. I mean, the moment when I thought it was one of the greatest moments that was ad-libbed when he says, I am Iron Man, and they just blew away the idea of secret identities. And I didn't think it was going to work. It fucking worked. It's such a good, it's a great starter. I don't know if anybody else liked it. I loved the first Captain America.
I did too. I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, everybody loves Winter Soldier, but it's a gem. The first one's a gem.
I think the great thing about the first Captain America was how well they made Steve as a character, just as a human being, just as someone we could all aspire to be.
Yep.
And I mean, everyone could aspire to be.
Well, they took their time with it.
Not this Steve Rogers who is like, the American dream is a lie. There's only two lies here. There are two American dreams here. The one that's a complete lie, the one that isn't. No, that's not our Captain America. I'm with Dean Cain on that one. Okay.
No, the first Avenger is as good as Winter Soldier to me.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's iconic by now. I mean, it's an iconic movie. And you know what? I have to actually say, going back and watching the second Avengers, I hated it when I first saw it. There's parts of it, like Spader is a lot better than I thought originally. Like the dude is just a great actor in general, but there's moments there that, like, if you really watch it, like the weird, he's kind of a kid, but he wants to seem like he's protecting the world, but he hates Tony Stark, but he actually is Tony Stark. Like, it's interesting.
He was a little too goofy at times. Like, you know what I mean? He was a little too jokey.
Right.
Like, he wasn't as menacing as what he could have been.
Right. There was that's where they lost it right there. He could have had that more like, oh shit, this guy's going to destroy the world. Fat Steven Seagal wants to say, hail Nerdrotic, and on to the Shadow War B5.
Yes.
He's a great dude.
Bingo.
What's that?
I don't know what B5. I don't know what he means.
Babylon 5. I'm watching
Babylon 5. Babylon 5.
That was a great show.
Yeah, I've never watched it, so I'm just wrapping up. Starting season 4 now.
Oh, really? Is it good?
Yeah, it's damn good. It's damn good. As a matter of fact, you know how much I like it? I think I like it more than I like DS9.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh shit.
I think the storytelling is just a smidge better.
Okay.
Not much, but a smidge. but maybe I'm prisoner of the moment. So
Well,
I got
very interesting premise too. The political aspect of it, how they really focus on that, and the tensions between these different races and cultures. It was unique.
very. And
Yeah.
you see the similarities to Game of Thrones. Do you see the shadows?
Deep
Our
lore stuff.
Wolf?
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and I know that's all from mythology too, but there's definitely, somebody told me, I was on a Game of Thrones stream, and they're like, George ripped off a bunch of stuff from B5. I'm like, get out of here, you're high. But now that I've watched it, I'm like, I'm not saying he ripped off stuff, but there's a lot of similar things.
But I'm now going to watch it. When was, where are you streaming it on? Do you mind me asking?
On HBO Max.
Oh,
and it's mastered.
awesome.
It's pretty good. What it has is it has political factions. It has great character arcs. Jakar's my favorite. And it's got a looming threat from, he's great, isn't he? A looming threat from outside while there's still political sparring going on. And for a 90s show, it goes places that 90s shows didn't go.
No shit.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out. Archer Jacob Barrington, who has literally in the last 2 months become one of the biggest supporters on this channel, is now a channel member. So thank you very much, sir. Culture. Oh, can you do that again? That's fucking awesome.
It's my little crowd ready to go at the.
I love that.
I was expecting the clown horn, so that's okay.
Oh well, I can do that for you. If that's what you want.
You have the as clown horn?
I don't have the as. I liked it better when I just went as clown horn, and then he just.
Okay, right.
That was more fun, but no, wait, that's not it. I can't do it when I'm in. There you go.
That's awesome. I don't know what member level. Hot Pie. So the Hot Pie again. I got to get something where Hot Pie's like handing bread to somebody or some shit like that.
I'll work on your credits. I'll work on your credits again.
You're the best, dude. You're the best.
By the way, I already added Archer to the one that is already in your box, ready to go.
Shit, now I got to do work. Thank you, Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division, now for $9.99. Thank you, Bruce. Ragnarok by. Say it again, Simus. I keep wanting to say Simonson.
It's a non-Thor thing. I thought it was like reprinted. Yeah, I had no idea what you were talking about. So he's just writing a Ragnarok story. That's cool. I'll check it out.
After the Twilight. Okay, that does sound awesome. Thank you, Bruce. Bruce is, dude, he's always around. I appreciate him. Also, Jayne Theory, what are you doing for $2? Shout out to the free folk of the fandom who was on our Monday stream. He is a new YouTuber. He literally he started watching our stream on Monday night, never watching or reading Game of Thrones. I don't even know if he watched the show, but enjoyed us talking a chapter, that he actually started the books, started his channel. Like, he's into it now. He's into other things totally. So please, guys, make sure we support free folk of the fandom. He is a really good dude. Pay it forward. I think he's only at like 25 subs. We got him up to 25 last week. So if we can get him like another 25, there's 116 people on here. If someone could share his link, Machini, I don't know if you could real quick. It's out there already. Let's get him to 50 and let me know when he hits that.
Man. Ooh, look at me. I'm Scott. I get people to read.
And great stuff. Thank you, buddy. I like reading. And also, Dan the Man 92 is not at 2K yet, so I'm going to share that one more time with you guys. Please make sure we help him out.
I subbed.
I think I hope I just shared the right one. Yeah, I think I did.
I subbed.
Wow, why do you sound like? Are you bothered to be here?
Matt, if Matt's not talking about being on fire or being smashed in the head,
I have not brought it up once.
He sounds like Eeyore.
And I just
Maybe I talked about it at the beginning.
It's all right. I just saw Valliant Renegade in the chat. He is awesome, guys. Yeah. He's been on the show once, but he is going to be big, dude. His voice, just his knowledge, he's awesome. Make sure you check him out too.
He is at 970.
Who?
970. Valiant Renegade. He's at 970. He just needs 30 more.
Share his link too. I don't even know how he's not past all of us by now. He is so good.
I know, he's a smart dude.
I don't know why.
He is. But I want to bring up something else before we call it a night. And so let me unshare this, and I'm going to share this one. Because we don't just do fandom here. We do pop culture. We do everything on my show because I can't just talk about the fandom all the time. So Real quick before we go to this, anybody's views on Jackie Chan expressing desire to join the Communist Party in China?
Christ.
How's anybody? I was wondering how you felt about that, Culture.
Yeah. Wow.
I didn't know
Jeez.
if it wasn't already a part of it.
Do you think
I was assuming.
how much?
Yeah,
how
I
much
just kinda
money?
assumed.
How much money was that? That was transactional. I guarantee it. You know, as part of the propaganda for Centenary.
Right.
So that has to be transactional. Because
Is he
nobody in their
Chinese?
right mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. He was. I mean,
Yeah.
I was shocked he ever would go back, but he's on that upper level. When you're one of the top levels of the communists, and you don't want to be political, you're treated pretty well, I'm guessing. You know, he doesn't see all the poor work camps and people in China, but
Or he doesn't care.
that too.
Like we
Yeah,
should
your boy
stop
doesn't
assuming that these people are all nice and good and sweet and kind and stuff.
That's a great point.
They're just actors.
They are. They can act.
Sadly, I may never look at Rush Hour the same way again.
Well,
We-
we'll see.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Isn't this possible that we replaced Bruce Lee by kind of leaning into Jackie Chan?
Oh, definitely.
Even though they were completely different kinds and styles, and there was a lot more humor to Jackie's stuff.
Well, no offense, it was like the 70s, and people culture were like, "Oh wow, an Asian guy that can kick. Let's follow that guy now that Bruce is gone." I mean, I'm gonna be honest. They threw people to fill that void. At that time, they threw people in, and he was the one that did his own stunts. He was amazing. So that's because I'm sorry, Hollywood only cares about the dollars, people.
Because
I don't
he
know Lee's
mirrored.
politics either. I mean, I don't know. He could have been a crazy person too, for all I know.
True. That's true.
He loved America, but you're right. What were you gonna say, Culture?
Well, nothing. It's just Bruce Lee reluctantly returned to China. He absolutely had adopted the United States as his home.
But
How
much
this
of
is
that was
where
real? Versus
Well, a lot of that was behind the scenes, though, Jayne. I saw The Dragon, so
I've seen that too. Yeah.
Into the Dragon.
No, but you have a valid point. But Culture seems to know more about it.
No, it's just. I mean, I read a lot, or used to, and now I sit here and yell at a camera. But like I said, I just think that's what happened here, and then we're all assuming that was going to be the same path. There are a lot of assumptions made by us when we adopt these people into our lives, and one of the reasons that we were able to do that before is because they never opened their mouths. There was no social media. They weren't expressing themselves. They were isolated and protected and pampered, and they could live in that bubble.
Yep.
But they themselves pierced that bubble and revealed themselves to be something not what we built them up to be.
Yes,
maybe.
I mean, before we romanticized actors, they were golden children, and that was a good thing. It was part of the fantasy.
Yeah.
But when they decided they wanted to get real and start speaking their minds, we realized they were just as dumb as the neighbor next door. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, and that's
in the
Go
studio.
ahead, I'm sorry.
They were absolutely controlled. They
Yes.
had their personas were made up. Marilyn Monroe was made up.
Literally.
From the ground up, and that was smart. Harrison Ford's handlers didn't used to let him do interviews, and they said it was to keep the mystique of it's bullshit. No, they knew he was an idiot, and they didn't want him to freaking interview it with anybody. You're right. I don't think it's any accident that social media has killed the movie star.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, so in a lot of our minds, we built Jackie Chan up, and he's the latest brick, or latest whatever wall to fall. I don't know what you want to you pick your own analogy.
I'd actually disagree real quick. I'm sorry. I'd actually disagree on social media flushed it down the toilet. I would say that the real world, MTV's the real world, where people realized you could be famous for just being famous and making an ass out of yourself.
Reality TV.
And then once the paparazzi realized that was money in the bank, they didn't have to protect those people.
There was always a form of reality television. I mean, I mean, we don't have to go. I mean, the American Family. I don't even know what it was called, but there was a show way a long time ago that explored a family and all of the trials and tribulations within it. And along the way, you've had game shows. Game shows are a form of reality TV that we've been looking at for a long time.
But that's why I prefaced MTV's The Real World started it, because they destroyed it, man.
They did.
Okay.
They started, but that was the precursor to this, what we're doing now, live stream, the interaction. So that's because this is going to be a part of if you want to be a celebrity in the future, you better have a following on one of the social medias, a big following, and you better be able to interact with your fans in a positive manner, like Gina Carano. She's like the new star.
Amazing.
But the thing about that though is that they seem to have it backwards in Hollywood. Instead of trying to relate to fans, they attack fans for likes as if they're like some random person on Twitter. It's the most bizarre thing to watch because they could build fandom and support if they would just be, I don't know, welcoming.
I welcome it. I think they should do more of it.
But there's that guy in traffic. There's that guy in traffic next to you. You're all in traffic together. He's laying on the horn at the person in front of him. He's cursing. He's got the birds flying everywhere because that isn't a person to him in the car in front of him. That's random, NPC number 97, right? Or whatever. That he's part of the problem for this guy getting home. And that's social media. Social media, I mean, other than you guys on social media, I have no idea who all the other people are out there that, randomly read my tweets and then send me a DM to tell me I'm no better than a milk cow, but it's just, it's like I said, I mean, it's creating an impersonal circumstance, which is allowed people to abandon any form of civility or a moral compass, things like that. I mean, despite all the interaction that Gary's talking about, and I agree, this is the best way for us to communicate with everybody out there. Thank you for being here. But at the same time, there's a lot of distance being put between people. For the very same reason with social media. And you only know this tiny little bit about this person because they said 4 sentences that you really, latched on to. It's just,
I think there's a positive with it, though. It is that you can identify the assholes. Like, oh, okay, that dude is cuckoo bananas. Like, I don't need, you know what I mean? I don't have anything to hear from him. And I think that I think that's a positive. I think what you're talking about is like the whole empty boat thing, right? Like you're in a boat, you see a boat coming towards you, and you start yelling, you start cursing, and then you realize that there's nobody in the boat. Would you still yell at the boat? Meaning, like,
that was deep.
You're interacting with other people, huh?
If a tree falls in the woods, will Stephen Walton hump it? Nick McCabe for $5 super sticker.
Of course he would.
Of course he would. Everybody knows that.
He'd dance around it naked and then have sex with it.
Well, Culture, can you show anything with that, please?
I wish I could.
Oh, if you had it. He has a problem.
Wasn't ready.
People get goodness and normalcy.
Fat Steven Seagal, Crisco Corpse for $2 again, Canadian. Is that Centauri? Centauri don't have major arteries in their wrists.
That's helpful.
Yeah, no, that's good to know. I mean,
fun fact.
Thank you, Nerd Cookies. It was a fun fact. Fun facts with Fat Steven Seagal. And I know Thomas Gilkey threw a $2.99 super chat, and it says, "Much love, all. Keep doing what you're doing." Thomas Gilkey, the realest man on YouTube. He will tell you how he feels about you, and he's gonna not lie about it.
And sadly, he got permabanned the same way Az did, and the same way other people did on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, he's permabanned on Twitter.
Game of Thrones is banned.
All men must die. Well, yeah. Same thing happened to Az. Same thing happened to Upper Echelon Gaming. Of course, Gary probably knows that one. And
I'm sorry to hear that, guys. Thomas, please, guys, make sure you subscribe to Thomas. Help him out on YouTube, at least with the following. We have 108 people still watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you for coming to see me. And Mad, thank you, man. You're really bringing a following. I appreciate that shit.
Yeah, dude, you brought a lot of people over today, Mad. I
roll thick, man. We roll thick. We roll deep.
So the last thing... go ahead.
All my street smartians. That's what we call them over on our channel, the Street Smartians.
Yeah, please don't try that again.
Okay, then. Well,
So,
I've had couple versions.
Gary, I brought this up because myself, Finaldeathstar, you definitely, and Doomcock definitely into the UFO thing.
Yep.
This just released today. What lies beneath? U.S. Navy officer claims he saw underwater Tic Tac UFO collapse on itself and disappear off coast of Haiti, which falls into dimensional type things in my mind. But have you heard about this one yet?
No.
This is brand new. This came out about 10 hours ago.
No way.
Yep. So John Bogman, then operating on the USS Carl Vinson in January 2010, was left stunned when the object appeared to collapse in on itself and disappear. According to reports in Medium, the gunner recollected the eerie encounter amid a string of fresh claims made about the unidentified flying objects. He said, "I was staring into the water from above when a large flat white Tic Tac," once again, they're really pushing the Tic Tac object, approximately 20 feet in length, suddenly appeared in my view below me, moving right and darted into the depths as fast as it appeared. I couldn't really comprehend what I saw. It was definitely a solid object, but when it descended, it forward and rapidly collapsed in on itself and disappeared. Real quick, he goes on to say it's hard to come to grips with something like this, and I still feel somewhat insecure about it because it doesn't make sense. But at the same time, more data points, even a basic as my story, could help solve the mystery of whether they're foreign adversaries playing mind games, non-human entities, or the myriad of myriad. Thank you. I love having you checkers. Myriad of other possibilities. How crazy is that shit?
So when did he say this happened?
This happened in 2010.
So why is he talking about it now?
Yeah,
I think he
11
just
years
got out of
later.
service.
Long time. So is he saying he feels safer to talk about it because other people have come out?
Well, what he's saying, and what I like how he plays it, he's saying that he feels better about giving it because they're trying to get more data. Like, the more data they get, the more we'll be able to tell what these things are. But
Okay.
I mean,
Well, but there's a difference between giving data to the military, to people that are researching this, than giving data to the Sun magazine.
The Sun. Yeah, how did the Sun find out? Like, if they found out, like, if he'd been telling the story for a long time, right, and somebody finally went, "Hey, you should tell this story," or maybe he did. Maybe he tried to tell the story before, nobody cared,
right?
And they care now. There's a lot of reasons why he would wait. He's got no. I mean, this is just a story. And maybe he's telling the truth. I don't know. The Tic Tac thing has been around for a while.
Yes.
I mean, like this is like most of the general public found out in 2017, but I've known about the story forever.
Yep.
Because they'd shown the video before. I'd seen the video back in 2007 when it originally came out.
When it couldn't be determined if it was real footage. You knew that was real footage back then. You knew it was.
Absolutely.
But why now are they, the government, unrolling all of this information and just sort of letting us know?
I think this, and for one, the government knows there's pockets of the government that know everything. Okay. Mostly our government's incompetent and stupid, but there is a precious few who pretty much run the whole show, and they're very compartmentalized and they know what the hell they're doing. None of them are politicians. So I'm a big time believer. I think we've made contact. I think there's multiple species, and I think this one we just don't know. I think
they're prepping us though, like getting us ready to accept this reality.
I think so, because we're so connected now, and it's so easy to get this footage, and like people with their cell phone. But like
they
Gary,
still could scrub it.
Do you think like this, like the 1954 Greada Treaty that was signed, like that far back?
That one's, I don't know. I like to see. I love ufology for the urban legends of it.
Yeah.
I mean, but if somebody put a gun to my head and said, "Do you believe this or not?" I'd need more information on a lot of stuff. But I could see our government absolutely, if to came down and if they talked to our president and they said, "Hey, we'll exchange technology. We just get to pluck some of your people, and you don't say anything about it." I could absolutely see our government doing.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Look, I don't believe like Valiant Thor was from Venus. You know what I mean? But I do believe there was a crash in Roswell that definitely had to happen because look, we have papers. If you go back into the 1800s, there's papers that talk about flying machines all the time, but they talk about it in a different way. The Bible talks about flying chariots. They talk about it in fallen angels.
Renaissance art. There's UFOs and Renaissance art. There's a painting from the 1500s because there was a giant UFO battle over a German town.
Yes.
You see drawings in the Sahara Desert of people who look like they have on spaceship helmets.
Yeah. There's drawings in here in Utah where it looks like the Ant-Men.
Yes.
And that's what the Indians call them. The Ant-Men. They came from underground. They got little antennas and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
But no,
Admiral Byrd, but go on, Gary. Sorry.
No, there's all kinds of, most of it's like David Wilcock, who's on YouTube here and makes tons of money and talks about de-aging people and fucking having bases on Mars. That guy's full of shit. But Rick Dolan, that guy's like for real. You need to if you're in UFOs, that's the most credible guy.
That's who I follow.
Yep.
Richard Dolan.
Yep.
I haven't heard of him.
Richard, he's one of the best. You know why? Because and afterwards, Mads, I'll give you a couple of YouTube channels. He literally will never jump the gun. He thinks about things. What do you think about the guy? I'm sorry, but what do you think about the guy Pope from England? Because he used to work for defense and shit like that.
He loves attention, but I think he's legit.
Yeah, but you're right about Dolan. Dolan is the one that he'll never go with anything that is not, he doesn't have the information himself. And I respect that with that guy.
Who was the guy that had the little baby alien looking thing and he had like a documentary?
Oh,
all over the place.
He's gone now.
Is he?
Yeah, that's all. That was,
I can't remember his name.
There's Jaime, what's his name, from Mexico. That guy just believes everything. So I can't, I don't believe him. Richard Dolan is pretty much the last guy standing. There's
Eric
couple
Von Doniget.
There's a couple other guys who got too political on YouTube and they're gone.
Yep.
I think they're pretty good, but he's the last one standing.
Yeah, and he's really good at it. There's some people all about the spirituality and the consciousness and stuff like that.
Cool.
But
that's more like, I think, drug related. I mean, I believe the DMT stuff and the machine elves more than I believe David Wilcock de-aging people.
And Corey Goodman Corey
Good. Also like your second self and Robert Monroe and like the out of body experiences. Like I read his book, until he started talking about something was dragging him down while he was out floating around. I'm like, I'm done because I didn't want to accidentally slip into my second self and be taken by demons. I love Jesus.
Well, all I know is if you look at research, we have no clue what's inside our own Earth. It's a guess, and the hollow Earth theory could easily be something that's actually real. It really can.
The most we've ever drilled down in the ground is 8 miles. It was a Russian.
Yeah.
And the drill melted.
Yeah, and there's also more water they found more water in the under the earth than on top of the earth. Like I'm not saying there's mole people. What I'm saying is life finds a way to survive anywhere on this planet. We see them in the vents on the bottom of the water, like I'm telling you, hollow earth could be a real thing. And I'm not saying there's worlds in there, but it could definitely be. It doesn't have to be the core. It doesn't have to be the core.
This today, because like there's metal. There has to be metal in the middle of the planet.
Of course, yeah.
But I was driving back to get to this live stream late. I was thinking of, my son and I were talking. I'm like, what in the hell? Like we're orbiting. We're in a galaxy and we're orbiting in this galaxy. So we're just one of billions of solar systems. What in the hell is in the middle of that galaxy that we could be? What kind of power does that thing have to have us spinning around it like this giant
mega black hole
that we could feel heat from millions of miles away? What the hell is it? We think.
Oh, you're talking about this. Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
There's also a lot of other things to consider, but you definitely, you're definitely going to, if something lives lower than what we were able to drill with that kind of heat and pressure, they would have to have an incredible exoskeletal system. Yeah. There has to be, the sheer heat mass.
Not necessarily.
Also consider this. Everybody likes to fight over perpetual motion. But for how long has this planet spun? As long as it has, maintaining roughly the same revolutions and so on and so forth. I mean, there's some stuff we have misconceptions about. So, but yeah,
What about the theory that this is all a simulation?
Well, that's also true.
That blows my mind.
I think there's like little things that there's sometimes there's too much symmetry and stuff. And think about the moon. The moon.
Oh, shit.
We did an entire exozone on like how like the moon should not exist. There's
Impossible.
nothing. It's too big. The face on the moon, and it rang like a bell. There's just everything about it's impossible, and it could because it's perfect. It's absolutely what we need. It's almost like it was engineered and put there because it needed to be there because of our little wobble.
Right.
And something happened to the planet to have our little wobble. And what Nina Infinity just tweeted up, the Telegraph put up that there's a wobble coming in the moon that could bring destruction to us all.
Yeah, I mean the moon is exactly 1/6. We're one of the only planets that we have ever found that has a satellite going around it. That's only one satellite. It's perfect to block the sun out.
Yep,
like perfect. That is so weird. That is perfect distance. No, it is, man. Where else in the universe have they found that? Yeah, he's not weird. He's a hippie.
But there's I can't remember the scientist's name, and he said the only thing that makes sense about the moon is it shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
the way it is now, it's bizarre. But maybe it's a big giant cosmic accident, along with us being a giant cosmic accident, which is
absolutely
phenomenally crazy. But cosmic accident.
But you end up the moon is there to catch rocks on the way towards us.
How's it going to catch that many rocks?
Jupiter's more there to catch.
It does catch rocks too. But it's very interesting. But there are other M-class planets with a satellite, multiple satellites that create the same or similar habitable environments, et cetera, et cetera. I'm more intrigued by colonizing, I'm going to use the word Mars, as soon as possible, because obviously we can generate, atmosphere there. Yeah. There's an opportunity to start, our very own terraforming. Maybe we will discover, some of the building blocks for the universe and how it was
aquifers on Mars. We want there's aquifers on Mars, then you probably could, but no, we don't know if there's M-class planets with one single satellite that's as big as that's 1/6 the size.
Oh no, we don't. But we've observed. We've observed.
Well, we observe what when we observe other planets, it's them blocking out a star. That's our observation of it.
Some of it. Yeah.
We see it. Yeah.
I think it'll be cool to move back. I think it'll be cool to move back to Mars. I think that'll be really cool.
That's what I think. I think we're from Mars.
L. Ron Hubbard, he was a race car driver on Mars. Believe it or not.
That dude was a whack job. Real quick, let me catch up. Tox Fox for 1 lira.
I have respect for a guy who can make up a religion and call his shot, saying, "I'm going to make up a religion."
Has the world record for most books written.
And wear a fucking captain's hat while he does it. That is crazy.
The whole time.
Yeah,
he would take butcher paper, put it in his typewriter, do a shit ton of speed, and just like type out all this crazy shit. Never read it. Just type it out.
Kerouac. Toxic Man flew of Dick's Division again for $5. If a tree falls in the woods and Walton humps it, would that make him the author Stephen Cosby? No, just make him Stephen Walton.
Stephen Walton, yeah.
Yeah, he loves trees, man. Really, really loves trees.
Really likes trees.
He does. He does. That's some tough shit to talk about. But thank you, everybody. I think we're caught up. If I missed anybody's, I am really sorry. The chat is flying by. We still have 100 people. And I don't want to take up too much of Gary's time. So we will probably be wrapping it up sooner than later. But yeah, Gary, I mean, do you think, okay, my question was the whole time was, will they do a controlled disclosure, Will it be, because I feel like that whole Academy from the Stars is a setup from the government. Because you're telling me a rock star is going to be the one that solves this shit.
They broke off from them. Lou Alzando and
did Lou?
Yeah, they all broke off from him. I think they used him and some of his money, and it is bizarre that Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 got Disclosure going. Like he was partially responsible for it, so he's got to get a little bit of credit. But Lou Alzando seems like a bit of an egomaniac, and I think he did work for the government, but he saw a chance to be a star, kind of. Yeah, that's why I don't care what his motivation is. I know personally, I think the Disclosure is going to shut down now with the new administration.
Yeah,
I think there's still going on it now.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, they basically sneaked it into a bill, like just to get what we got. Nobody read it,
and that was the Trump. That was the Trump thing, and all they gave us was, we don't have enough information to tell you it's not a UFO. That's what we got. I don't know.
What do you guys think it is? Because I think it's a UFO, but I can't say I'm 100% sure. Lou Elizondo said that technology is only 100 years away, not 1,000.
Bullshit.
I totally disagree. I don't think we're anywhere near anti-gravity.
No.
Whatever that thing is. I mean, would it worry you more? How's this? Would it worry you more if it was foreign adversary or alien?
Foreign adversary.
If it was foreign adversary, we'd already be fucked.
Yep.
Because
no, I don't know.
I feel like humans we can handle because we've always dealt with each other. We can survive each other. I don't know that we could survive aliens, even though I welcome the change. It could be interesting.
Well, I'm sorry.
Bring us all together. My question is this: if humans had any other country than us had the ability to move that fast, that quickly, that we can't keep up with them, even with our radar and shit, I'm sorry, they would have destroyed us by now. Unless it's the whole idea of Antarctica, the Nazis actually won down there. Like, that's the only way that could be possible.
Okay, no, there's other ways, Scott.
How?
One would be the reason why they haven't destroyed us is because we do have the nuclear capabilities of striking back.
Because some of these have shut off our nuclear silos. So
right, but not all of them. There's a ton of things that are hidden.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
They still couldn't risk it.
It could be not a foreign government. It could be a separate sort of an entity outside of government.
Right.
That I can hear.
It's Smersh. It's Smersh.
It's Smersh. They can deliver shit to us that we don't need faster. No,
Soros
right here. The guy who's on screen right now is the reason I believe it's a UFO, because he seems like the most credible guy I've ever seen. I'm glad. It's too bad he's old, because like the guy's obviously like the baddest ass pilot we've ever fucking had.
Hell yes. Joe Rogan. Have you seen the Rogan one with him?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
He engaged the damn thing. He tried. He's like, he was very like, I could die, but I'm just going to go see. I'm going to try to fly right at the fucking UFO, running circles. The whole going from the surface of the water to 82,000 feet in under a second without sonic boom that cannot be us.
No, North Korea made it, guys. North Korea.
But what if it's us from the future?
Okay, that's different.
That's what I
could go with you on that.
I think interdimensional travel.
I wouldn't say. Yeah, I was gonna say.
The idea of traveling like across the galaxy is just
it's insane.
No.
Yeah, you gotta have wormholes.
Or possibly, I wouldn't say probably from the future, but maybe from
possibly
a different timeline,
or us from the past, and they've just been in the ocean the whole time.
Yeah. Hey, man. We human beings, science will admit 250,
200,000 years.
Is it 200?
Yeah, it's 200,000 years, but we've only been farming basically for
10.
For 10.
Right after a cataclysm too. That's crazy.
Well, the Earth is only 2,000 years old.
Yeah, of course. Well, the human population after that cataclysm was believed to be down to like 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane, man. Insane.
Man, I had to be getting there.
We came so close.
They did.
Completely.
Oh, they got their F on. And thank you, cavemen, for getting your F on big time.
Hell yeah. Like, keep yourselves warm. I don't care if I have Neanderthal, a little of that in the family. You needed it. We
That was the
got
thing
it.
I was going to say, too. You also had this thing happen where modern humans mixed with archaic humans.
Yes. Well, it was like, wouldn't you say it was like Lord of the Rings at one point? You had hobbits out in like the Australia area. You had the
in Africa too. You had hobbits everywhere. Yeah.
Right. What's the one in Russia? The
Denisovans, the ones that are believed to be giants, the ones that were big, double rows of teeth, six fingers, possibly. Oh, and the incredibly intricate jewelry and clothing, way too advanced for. I don't know if you guys heard my last. I went down this Atlantis rabbit hole with Randall Carlson. I can't believe nobody's listened to this.
I love Randall Carlson.
Holy crap! He found Atlantis, dude. I watched his series, and I'm convinced.
I don't doubt it, dude. He proved that the flood actually happened.
Yep.
I mean, if anybody tells me it didn't, he proved flooding, like massive flooding happened. I have not watched the Atlantis one. You have to shoot me that because I have to watch that. Him and Graham Hancock to me are two of the best.
Yep. Yeah. It's a 10-part series. It's long. It's dry.
I love that shit.
You got to watch it at like double speed.
Don't worry. I like go to sleep. It'll take me a week to finish one, but I'll still do it.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Another super chat. Wow, Ryan Cannell slumming it here with us. RK Outpost for $5. This stream proves that anything can be achieved via shameless begging, says the guy on Friday Night Tights.
Yeah,
you did great.
Wow.
Yeah. Or this.
We won't talk about how much begging.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
What do you think the antediluvian time what do you think it was
Ryan.
like before the flood?
Advanced, but not like our advance, right?
Yeah, I think it was like a seafaring, kind of like the Romans.
Yeah. Think about the legends. Think about the legends of these people. Like, I really believe there was ancient knowledge that was passed to us, took us a while after the the cataclysms to maybe start back up, and then the final straw was the destruction, well, really the theft from the Catholic Church, but the destruction of Alexandria. Like, prior to the cataclysms, we had almost 200,000 years of mankind being just like us, mankind, and they didn't decide to build cities. They never decided, hey, let's pull ourselves together. And it wasn't until Göbekli Tepe. That's how I have to say it.
Göbekli Tepe was it's to be something where you preserve knowledge. It wasn't a lot of the archaeologists think that's where things started. I think that's where things continued.
Yes,
that's where they passed on knowledge. The survivors of the cataclysm got together and said, hey, and what they did was they sought out the hunter-gatherers because they're the ones who survived because they were off, and they're the ones who will survive the next one too. The ones who are in the middle of the jungle,
the Amazon, right?
And the Amazon, they'll be the ones who survive, not us.
Oh,
I think it's no coincidence as well that you have different cultures the world over who have these figures that they perceived as gods that had similar power, similar strength, similar personalities, just different names.
Similar stories too, Jayne.
Similar backstories.
Everybody's got a flood story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a flood story. Everybody has like a Thor type figure, the lightning and thunder gods and all this stuff. And it's just...
Well, I mean, even in the Bible, the Old Testament, you have three basically versions of the same stories. If you ever read like Genesis, you're going to read one version and then you're going to read the next. Because you had the Yahwehist and then you had the Elohim.
Yep.
And both those stories. And the reason why, like, people are like, why did they include both? Because they wanted to preserve both of those stories because they came from different tribes. And they were brought together, and then you had the priests, and they came in and did the whole thing. And then,
if you look at the Bible, the Old Testament, it goes. It's a lot of what I'm thinking Enki and all those guys from the Sumerians. The Sumerian gods,
the Anunnaki.
Thank you. Like, follow their stories, and there's a lot of biblical, like. You could see the Bible took from that.
Well, what Gilgamesh has a flood. Then there was, I can't pronounce the other guy's name. I won't even try to.
Right, his brother.
There's everywhere, and yeah, there's tons of similarities because they all came from the same place, in my opinion.
Yes,
and I think during that devastation. Why do you think there's so many fertility gods and like all these statues have big boners and everything? Because we need because their population was almost decimated.
Yep,
we needed to get it on.
And they were horny.
And they were horny. I mean, there was nothing else to do. Come on.
No.
Shit, you just made it through a massive cataclysm. You're gonna want to hump.
Yeah.
You know.
But they also talk about like the Nephilim type figures in different cultures too. I mean, why would we just coincidentally all perceive of some superhuman beings
coming
mixing
down
with humans?
Yep.
And
DNA.
Powerful offspring.
Yeah, it's 100% Battlestar Galactica. So yeah.
Totally.
Could I say Darius Münchausen for $2? Hail the Exosport. I could talk about this shit all day. Like, if you want to listen to it, yes, you have the Exozone, which is fan-freaking-tastic. But you also have Finaldeathstar, who Enter the Unfamiliar, does it every Sunday night. And I love when he like lets me on because I can't stop myself. Like, I freaking love his show. This is all I love. I would talk about this over almost anything. I love this stuff because I feel like knowledge. They use the word conspiracy or, you know, kooks because they don't want you talking about the history. It's more of the history I'm talking about because think about these people like the dude from Egypt that crushed anyone who wanted to go against his history of Egypt. You know,
Zahir or Pharaoh. Yeah. Zahir. No. Yeah. Well, that guy was a corrupt POS.
He's still around, isn't he? Like,
yes.
Somehow he made it through, and I don't know how he did it. Like, that guy should have been gone after the Arab Spring. Thank you, Miss Martin Muse. 99-cent freaking flower. I love you. She's on our Monday streams with us. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I respect that he tries to preserve their history, but at the same time, you can tell that he's also part of cover-up of certain things.
Oh, like, yes. There's pictures of him going into the Sphinx, and he's like, there's no hole on top of Sphinx.
Yeah. It's like, dude...
He's a piece of shit.
Yep, the Sphinx is old. It's really, really old, and it's been, recarved a couple of times. Yeah.
How old do you think it is? Before we close out, Gary.
20,000 years, easy.
At least. I want to say it's wherever that previous lion, setting up with, the right stars for the lion head. Like, it's 45,000 years. That thing is old.
Yeah.
Because the Egyptians themselves forgot their history. So it's like, no, maybe it wasn't maybe it predated you.
Well, the megalithic stuff in Egypt doesn't have any carvings on it. It's very plain.
Yep.
That would be very advanced, in my opinion. Yeah. Plus, the cutting of that stuff is just spot on, and it's so similar to the stuff you see in South America and Greece and all that polygonal stuff. That stuff is tens of thousands of years old.
Awesome, man. And then just laser cut. Yeah, I love it.
Crazy.
All right, we're going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. We still have 91 people watching. Thank you so much. Please make sure you subscribe to everybody on the panel, including myself. And then let's see. I just want to see where my buddy Dan the Man is at. He is at... Did he? Because I see 199. So... Yeah, then, okay, so thanks for interrupting me once again.
Sorry, I was trying to 20, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm putting his link one more time. Please, guys, let's get him over 2K. I just want to see that, him hit that. And then we also got Valliant Renegade. He's almost at 1,000. If we didn't learn, and seriously, Gary, if we didn't learn it from you guys passing it down to us, like, you got me over 1,000. So, even though I'm not way up there yet, I have to help everybody else get there too, because that's... just what we do.
Got to pay.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So thank you, Gary.
Welcome.
Any parting words, my man?
Have a great night, everyone. No parting words.
That was beautiful.
They like that. I'll be on the Drinkers channel tomorrow. We're talking about True Romance.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Nice. True Romance. What a great movie. Another Rogan thing. Did you see him with Tarantino?
I've seen half of that interview. I'm going to listen to the rest. It's freaking great.
It's so good. It's so good. And the one with the dude from Counting Crows was good too. All right. Sorry. I love Rogan. Machini, and thanks again, Gary. And thank you Elaine, I love you. I know you only stream like once a week now, so you took the time to come on a Wednesday when you never do. So thank you very much. You are muted. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It's
Let
a
him know.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Say
I'm
hi to
sorry.
Nick for us.
Yeah, tell Nick I want him
Yeah.
on a stream again. That dude, I love Nick.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
'cause he
listening.
can
Of course, he's here.
Of course he is, that sexy damn man. And where can they find you, Nerd Cookies, if they don't know your channel?
Yeah, the main channel is Nerd Cookies, and where I cover sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. Just dropped a Stargate lore video today. The last one did very well on the channel, so I was excited to get into more of that. So yeah, the Reign of Ra. So if you're interested in Stargate or other things like Dune, Lord of the Rings, other stuff, yeah. And yeah, you can also find me on Pop Cookies. I have a small pop culture channel as well. Just cover, I'm just doing one a week, hopefully, on that channel for other topics. And then Nerd Cookie Arcade is where I do my gaming streams. So yeah, that's it. And on Twitter, of course, Nerd Cookies.
I totally didn't have the pop cookie one, so I'm sorry. You'll have to give me that link later because I totally dig that. Thank you, Elaine, as always. I really always appreciate when you're on and Nick's on. And I also always appreciate when Jayne Theory has the time to come on. Thank you, Jayne.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. I post movie and television reviews and occasionally some pop culture commentary. You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Jayne Theory.
Oh, thank you, Jayne. And ToxFox just, he's going to subscribe to you there. Nerd Cookies and Jayne, because everybody loves you guys. Well, who we don't love is, oh no, I didn't mean it like that. Mads, what's up, buddy? Mad.
Hey, yeah, no, yeah, my channel.
Yeah.
We do street smarts every
Smats.
Wednesday.
Smats.
Yeah.
We do street
sorry.
smarts.
Jesus.
God, he got a little upset about
Yeah,
that.
did you see that?
Does he get mad when you interrupt? Can I just interrupt?
This is the shit I deal
Is
with.
this what we're gonna do now? Is this?
Oh, you're frozen? Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait, I'm not frozen.
No, you're not. You're great.
Yeah, go. Just talk.
Street smarts Wednesday, Saturday,
He's
3
frozen.
p.m. It's. Am I really frozen or
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Keep going, buddy. You got to get through it.
Wednesday,
We'll get
Saturday,
this together.
street smarts, 3 p.m. Central. I don't know what time that is for you. Look it up. If you haven't subscribed to me at this point yet, you're dead to me. And
top guy.
I'll
Wow,
be
that's-
starting a new show probably on Mondays called Matchplanation. Well,
Yeah.
I give people advice when they write in emails and stuff.
Frozen.
Matchplanation.
Yeah. Wow. You know, it kind of works for Drinker to tell people to piss off. You don't have it though. All right. Thanks, Matt.
I didn't tell them to piss off.
Oh, wait a minute. Not you yet. You're my last one. I have to download that thing. Oh, shit. Makani. Makani Draws. Tell him what's up.
Hey everyone, my name is Makani90, Artist and Illustrator. You can find me on YouTube where I do draw streams every pretty much 3 days a week now. And I do time-lapse videos once a week as well. Tomorrow is Thirst Days, where we do spicy art with Mads Mama Bear and Rosetta Allen. So definitely check that out. That'll be at 2:00 p.m. On Saturday, of course, is Makani Live presents Rogue Entertainment, where we bring the rows together, talk about this week pop culture and entertainment. A lot of fun there. That's usually at 4 p.m. And then, of course, at 5, of course, on Sunday at 12:30, right after the Sunday Culture Review, is our main show, Makani Live, where I'm joined by Mads Mama Bear, Bruce Lombardo, and M. Dashley. We do some art. We have some fun. By the way, I have made some thought about it, and I'm going to do this for the first time ever in my entire life. Do you know who I'm going to draw on Sunday?
Jesus.
God.
Share the screen.
What screen? Okay, man,
This
you are
screen?
good. I'm excited. Oh!
I'm going to draw Batman for the first time.
Holy cow!
Oh, really?
Wow, that's a really good drawing, man. You did excellent.
I'm going to draw Batman for
Oh!
the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah,
You've never drawn Batman before.
I've never drawn Batman before. He's my dad's favorite hero.
Did you never doodled him? Nothing?
No.
Like Bat Tom?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Tom.
So that's
have
gonna
you
be
ever heard my
yeah.
have
That's
you ever
gonna
heard my
be
New
awesome.
Zealand Batman? My New Zealand Batman?
Let's hear it.
Yeah, in Beatman.
Yeah,
Quackus.
I can't do that. I'm
Thanks.
so sorry to the 77
But
people left.
other than that,
He does it all the time.
Other than that, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. Yeah. If you guys enjoy the art, I know you guys, people have definitely been watching me draw this entire stream, and you guys want to see more of it, definitely check out my channel. It's always a pleasure. 625, and we're pushing to that 1K mark by the end of the year. So.
Nice, man. Thank you so much for being here. Makani, you're one of the best people in the fandom. Thank you for doing what you do. And at some point, we're talking comic book, because I'm making a little Sporker comic book.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. His Spork will save the world. And finally, Culture Casino.
Look at that hair, man. Look at that.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And let everybody know, thank you to everybody. We made him update our credits 3 times tonight. 3 times. So we're up, I believe we're up to 30 members now. So thank you very much.
Wow. Good for you, Scott. Good for you, man. I'm gonna have to either shrink the spoons or make the thing scroll. I'm gonna have to figure
I want scrolling. Yeah. It makes it look better.
I need to step it up and actually mix in hot pies with sporks. We'll figure it out. We'll make it better.
We'll make it better.
But I want to say this. Thank you all for being here tonight, guys. You are the whole reason we're here. We have a lot of fun. The show's better because you're here. We get more interesting conversations. Sometimes we go off in a completely different direction, and it's all because of you. For those of you who have the ability to be in Vegas for the Vegas thing, I will be there with the boss. Cannot wait to meet as many of you as I possibly can. Hopefully get a chance to see some of this stuff live and in person. Many of us are taking whole streaming rigs and the whole 9 yards so we can, carry on our shows as normal. So I plan on taking my studio in a bag and, at least one PC, maybe a laptop. I think we should be good, and you're going to get the same probably more. You're gonna have people streaming with their gimbals and everything else, and you'll see ridiculous stuff like Gary golfing. I imagine it'll be a good time.
You got something to do.
I can't do it before the end of the stream. I can't talk.
What are you talking about? That's the
wow.
You're supposed to.
We thought you were the technical guy.
Wow.
You can't do two things at once. It's all right. Next week. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry, Mads, that you're mad that you're not on there.
Subscribe
to a bad start.
Subscribe to everybody on this panel, especially Mad Mardigan, who, despite how we treat each other in public, we're good friends. So everybody have a great night. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone, Gary, Elaine, everyone on the panel, even Mad. Thank you guys so much. We still have 73 people watching. Just support independent content creators. I mean, we've been hearing it, people like Gary and everyone from Geeks and Gamers, they've been talking about it for years now. And it's the truth. This is my entertainment now. It's this, and I watch cartoons. My wife thinks I'm nuts. So please keep supporting them. Let's help it grow. I will not be in Vegas, but I'm hoping to go to actually New York if that really goes through. So working on press pass. Talk to a guy. But we'll see what happens. And to all my channel members, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys. I will probably be taking a week off from streaming. The wife needs some help with stuff, and but I might do a members stream Saturday or Sunday, so I'll let you guys in on the loop on that. And for everybody else, Elaine, before we go,
and it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
All right, that's it. Yeah, well, no one asked you. Put a spork in it. We are done. That is sexy.
Jerry Jones is an icon.
He's a white male. Look at that.
Where am I? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't see you. Wait a minute. Maybe it'll scroll. Maybe it'll scroll. You'll be like a huge spoon. Spork.